Here it comes. Bang.
10-5, touchdown North Quincy!
Big turn of events for the Red Raiders.
As a man open downfield, touchdown Quincy!
Great job.
Picked off by Quincy, he has some space for the end zone, and touchdown Presidents. Hello everyone, welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium for the 78th annual Thanksgiving Day football game between the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Red Raiders. My name is Jonathan Clary. I'm being joined by Jim Timmons. And Jim, QATV viewers and the crew and staff always look forward to this Thanksgiving Day game. Biggest game of the year for each team this year.
Oh yeah, this is a great game. Both teams have had what we'll call nice seasons, but this is the capper. This big game here is going to make or break the season for both teams. The boys know that, and they're really ready to go.
All right, well, we have a lot of interviews lined up, and we're going to start off right away, and we're going to bring the principal of Quincy High School, Frank Santoro. Frank, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. I think he did that on purpose.
Right as he came over. Want to thank you for joining us here on the pregame show. Brand new year at Quincy High School with the new high school completely open and ready to go. Talk a little bit about that real quick.
Yeah, I will. And it started with our week of Spirit Week. The kids were rejuvenated in a different kind of spirit at the new high school. We had a great rally yesterday, fully attended, a packed gym. The kids were all excited, and you could just feel their enthusiasm as we get into our new school. It was great to have a gym actually around the school, which changed the whole kind of morale.
Share your thoughts with our viewers, not John, Frank.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've never known you to be shy around a camera. We're stunned by that.
I'm sorry. I was just used to talking to John. But no, it's been a great week. We finished up our Spirit Week with the rally, and it was just great. 1,600 kids just packed into the gym, having a good time celebrating being a president.
Yeah. The young men this year have been great fun. I had the pleasure, when I was over the high school one day, of personally meeting Bang Bang Boyle, whose performance I'm looking forward to today. What about your senior class, Frank? Can you talk about them and the type of leadership they've shown this year?
Yeah, actually, last night we have our annual dinner where we have the boys in a dinner before the big game today. And that's the time our seniors really come to shine, because they actually each get a turn to talking to the entire team. And you really get to see the kids out of their usual way of behaving during the day, where each of them promoted the spirit that they've or the experience they've had over their 4 years as being seniors. And you can really see it happen during this occasion and the night before.
Speaking of leadership, talk about Coach Bill Reardon, his leadership with the team and also in the high school as well.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have our coach be a guidance counselor as well. Billy Reardon not just guides our football team, but daily guides his 400 or so kids under his jurisdiction as a guidance counselor. And we're just very lucky to have him in the building, coaching kids on the field or off the field.
Yeah, both schools have great young coaches. Bill Reardon at Quincy, Jim Connor at North. They both played the game, and you see on the sidelines what a terrific job they do with the kids. So, well, Frank, I'm going to say good luck and let John sign off. It's going to be interesting. Visiting team today,
yes.
But you've got your blue on, and I know you're ready to go.
I am, and on behalf of the Quincy High family, we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Okay, Frank, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
All right, as you mentioned, Jim, Quincy High has had a good year so far this year. They come into this game with a record of 4-6, and they would like to get one more victory for this year. North Quincy has a record of 5-5, and they'd like to get that extra win for the winning season. And as we talk about North Quincy, we'll now bring in the principal of North Quincy High School, Principal Earl Metzler. Earl, thanks for joining us on the pregame show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
I know you're very excited to host the game, home team today, and you had a great senior squad, great season behind them. And big game today, Earl.
Yes, outstanding. First, on behalf of the North Quincy family, we'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And we are very excited. This is an excellent senior class. They represent the school in the way we would hope they would, and we're very excited about today.
Talk about the leadership of the senior class and how they've helped this team. It's a fairly young team this year, and the seniors have stepped up to really get the team going.
Yeah, seniors like Jimmy Scribby and Garrett Kelly and Kyle McKay, they just on the field, in the classroom, off the field, they just represent the school in a way that makes us all proud. And and you can see the product on the field. And they really enjoy playing together, and I think that really helps.
Yeah, I know this fall, Earl, several of the teams had some great success, and we were really delighted to watch this football team develop over the course of the season. Do you want to talk a little bit about Coach Jim Connor? We know he's in the building as a teacher, and we've seen him be a teacher on the sidelines. Why don't you talk about him and his staff a bit?
Yeah, very, very much like Bill Reardon on the Quincy side. Jim Connor is just, we talk about role models, and these two gentlemen and our guy, Jim Connor, just they exemplify what it really means to be a role model. It's not just about football. It's about teaching these young men to be young men. And I think, as a students and athletes, and certainly the way they represent the school, it really comes from the head coach's leadership. And Jim Connor, we're very fortunate to have him.
Have you had a chance to talk to the team yet? Or if you haven't, what are you going to tell them for the game to get ready?
Well, when you get a chance to talk to the players, you try to say the same kind of things that the head coach would in terms of representing the school. I said it last year. I always encourage them to act like they've been there before. Represent, play with class, and really enjoy this game, but really enjoy these Quincy kids from the other side because, without each other, we don't have this. And that's an important thing to remember. They go to battle, but they really need to enjoy each other and enjoy this opportunity. So we tell them to soak it all in and have great memories, and hopefully, those memories become great memories when you win.
Well, Earl, coming off the long Quincy High streak of several in a row, North's on a 1-in-a-row streak. We're going to stretch it to 2 today or what? What are your thoughts?
Well, we certainly hope so. And once again, you always want to win. That's why we play the game. But I think the most important thing is that they all come out healthy, that they enjoy this really festive game and this really festive weekend. And, we're hoping for 2 in a row. We're hoping for lots in a row, but we can only get them one at a time. Right?
All right, well, good luck. Nice to see you, and happy Thanksgiving to the Metzler clan.
Thank you very much, and happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks a lot for coming on. Well, Jim, Earl mentioned is kind of a unique thing here in the city of Quincy where the 2 high schools in one city playing each other on Thanksgiving. And, a lot of the kids, they're friends. They play summer sports. They've gone to school together. And then they come together on this one day for a pretty big battle. But then, like you said, afterwards, they're friends afterwards, and they can say, well, we got you on Thanksgiving this year or that year, whatever it might be.
That's right. It's a little less combative than it was several decades ago. They do know each other a lot better, and we have a North Quincy High grad ready to join us now, but he's decked out in some very neutral earth tones. You look good this morning, Mayor.
I'm glad you noticed, James.
Yes, yep. We've got voters all around the city on both sides of the field today, and I love the earth tones that I'm wearing as well. Kaleri's wearing his blue, though. He won't shed that.
Well, this is the QATV blue. So.
All right, very good.
Yeah, good
Welcome.
excuse. Good to be here. Good to be here with the powerhouse team of Timmons and Kaleri.
Right. Well, several times the mayor has suggested to me I might want to consider this as full-time employment. But, yeah.
Mayor, we're just talking about how great this game is. And it's unique to the city of Quincy. Talk about what it means to the city and how all the residents and citizens get pumped up for it and ready for it each Thanksgiving.
It's something people talk about. It really kicks off the holiday season in many ways. I've been going since I was about 7. My father used to take me down, and some chilly years, but I've been going ever since, and my son's on the sidelines there, Tom Jr. So I think that speaks of the tradition, that speaks of families and generation after generation. Obviously kicks off Thanksgiving Day, a great day for families and getting together. And then, of course, we have the whole weekend of Christmas lighting and Santa jump and the Christmas parade. So it's a weekend of tradition in Quincy, and really it's one of those weekends, particularly today, that takes a city and makes us community.
Yeah, Mayor, we're in a great facility today. I think the build-out was pretty much completed this year, and the field's starting to fill in. Can you talk a little bit about the work that was done here at the stadium to kind of finalize everything and some of the other things going on in this area as far as parks go?
Sure. We've been chipping away at, this is obviously Veterans Memorial Stadium, but part of Marymount Park, and we developed a master plan a number of years ago and keep chipping away at it, and grateful for our past mayors and city council for supporting us, the Park and Rec Board. I'm really proud of the field because the field was essentially built by city employees, park department guys. We saved the city about $300,000 with the work they did. So, other than laying the turf, the park department guys did all the other work here. Recently, we finished off the paving and the fence work, and it really, really looks terrific, and I'm proud of the facility.
Yeah, it is a first-rate facility, and we host here, but we also bring teams from other communities here, and I know there have been state tournament games, and they always extol the virtues of this facility in Adams Field. It's great stuff. We're
It's a
very
special
fortunate
place.
to have it. Right.
One of the other new facilities, also Quincy High School. Everything was finished this year. Talk about that and how that's meant to the city and to the students that are attending there right now.
Oh, I just think it shows the commitment the city has to our young people, to education, how important it is. And we'll be embarking right across the street on a new middle school this coming year, Central Middle School replacement. So that's exciting. It sends a clear message that the city cares, that the political leadership cares, and education is a main priority for our city.
Well, Mayor, we want to thank you for joining us here today, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving to you and to all those who are watching today. Thanks,
Enjoy
guys.
the game, Mayor.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
All right, Jim. The teams have North Quincy has gone into the locker room. Quincy is getting ready to go into the locker room as well. There's some other festivities that are happening here on the field. Getting ready to announce the homecoming king and queens for both schools as well. I think we're going to be getting ready another interview come up momentarily.
Yeah, the superintendent's going to join us, and then we'll head up to the booth. But just one little comment on the conditions. This is a perfect day for football, John. There's sun, but there's a nice gray cloud cover that's going to filter it, so the sun's not going to interfere. The wind has died off a little bit, and so great conditions for football. Now we're going to get the superintendent over. This is great. Good to see you,
Superintendent,
Mr.
good morning.
Superintendent.
Good morning, James. How are
Morning.
you?
Fine, thanks.
Good.
You, as the mayor, we commented, the mayor's all decked out in nice neutral earth tones. We know you have Quincy High ties, but this is a nice attempt at being neutral.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
very good.
Well, thanks. Thanksgiving's a great time. You know that. And I want to say thank you to you for all the work you do for our athletes and the great announcements that you do, and a personal touch to it as well. And we appreciate that very, very much.
Thanks. We enjoy it. We've had a lot of fun. John does a great job for Quincy. I'm very neutral as a BC High grad.
Did you say
Yeah.
BC who?
Yeah,
Oh.
right, exactly. Very good.
Well, what a beautiful day. This is
Yeah.
a great thing. And the sunshine this morning, I said, oh, that's a great thing. And this afternoon, whatever happens, happens. The Patriots will win and we'll go forward. But, Thanksgiving is a great time for our families and for tradition. And both of those we feel very, very good about in the Quincy Public Schools. And it's just a great day. And everyone's going to have a wonderful time. And it could be 0-0, and that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. But we met with the captains, and we talked to the captains. And we're just really proud of our students and what they accomplish on and off the field. So today's a great day for our city and also for the Quincy Public Schools.
Oh. Can't add anything to that. You're absolutely correct. We've been delighted watching the seniors this year. They've shown great leadership on both teams, and we commented on that with the principals, so we echo that thought. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving and enjoy today's game and then the festivities after.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right,
Thank you. All right, Jim, both teams now in the locker room for final preparations before the game starts. As you mentioned, it's a great day here. Both teams are getting ready. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the game right now as we bring in Sean Brennan, the reporter from the Quincy Sun. Sean, happy Thanksgiving.
How you doing?
How you doing? Good morning,
Good
Sean.
morning to you
Thanks
guys.
for all your hard work. I've been studying the last couple of days,
Okay.
reading my Quincy Sun,
All right,
top to bottom.
I hope
So
it
you've
worked
done
out.
some great work.
Thank you very much.
Sean, talk about the teams this year. Both teams have had some ups and downs this year. North coming on one game winning streak. Quincy has lost the last three, but talk about the game up and downs for both teams this year.
Well, for North Quincy first, I mean, they started off with a win against Boston Latin. Like you said, though, they've been up and down. It's a tough league, though. The Patriot League has some really tough teams. You got Situate, Duxbury, Silver Lake, Hingham. I mean, there's some really good teams in that league. I think these teams have played pretty well, and they're pretty evenly matched, I think. For Quincy, they're a little bit younger, but they're pretty good too. And like you said, they have lost 3 straight. And I got to give Quincy credit though. For a while, they were in contention for a playoff spot, which is great for them and great for the program.
Yeah,
So.
they were up and they played Situate, and that game almost really decided how it turned. Situate's going to the playoffs this year. Quincy had the chance. But talk about the coaches. I know you had a chance to talk to the coaches before the game and earlier on. Talk about what they said to you and what they think the keys for winning for both teams are.
Yeah, I spoke to both Bill and Jim, both great guys, both run top-notch programs. Got to give them credit for what they've done here. It all comes down to like they both say, it's a new season, it's a one-game season. It's really honestly going to come down to who holds on to the ball or who forces turnovers. I mean, that's the way it's going to be. Both teams run the ball. in my opinion, if North Quincy can control the clock with their running backs and their offensive line, they have a good shot to win this game.
Yeah, that's kind of the direction we're looking at here. We're thinking that North has an edge because of their line and the experience in the line and the way they performed this year. But you can't count out Quincy, as you know, Sean.
Never.
And I know that Bill Reardon's concerned that as long as they control their turnovers and don't shoot themselves on the foot, they've got the ability to generate some offense here.
They do. Quincy might surprise you. They have some players, Reggie Caesar, Jalen Green. They have some speed on this team. If they can hold on to the ball, and real quickly though, one big thing is both teams have first year starting quarterbacks in this game. Yeah. So, whatever quarterback can control the offense, limit turnovers, I think it'll be pretty good.
All right, Sean, we thank you for coming on, taking some time, and hopefully the city's looking for a good game today.
Yeah, hopefully it will be. Absolutely.
Right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Happy
guys.
Thanksgiving.
Sean.
You too. Thank you, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, Jim, final thoughts before we take a break, and we're going to be having some highlight reel of both teams this year, but final thoughts before we do that.
Well, final thoughts, essentially what we just talked about. I think coming into the game, I said at the beginning of the season when we did our picks after seeing the teams, I think North has a little bit of an edge, and I can say that now that this won't be seen till after the game, from how they performed over the course of the season, what I've seen. But very interestingly, Bill Reardon, and we saw this all season, is a guy who can really make adjustments during the course of a game. So we're expecting to see a little bit of a chess match, and as Sean said, whoever can establish themselves on the field will know early on. If Quincy has problems shooting themselves in the foot with penalties or turnovers, that's going to be something that's going to really hurt them. They can't make those mistakes today. We're going to look for a running back, Shea Adusian, maybe Reggie Caesar, one of the other characters, to take over here. That's what's happened the last several years, as viewers will recall, John. So I'm going to be watching early on the running game and looking at Quincy and whether they have turnovers or penalties, and that's going to kind of predict the outcome for me.
Last year, Reggie Caesar, who was a sophomore, had over 100 yards rushing in his first Thanksgiving Day game, and I'm sure Coach Bill Reardon's looking for more of him. And then on North Quincy side of the ball, Shea Adusian, he's going to be the main ball carrier for North Quincy this year. So both of those running backs will be looking forward to get a lot of carries. But it's Thanksgiving Day. Quincy has been favored, and they've lost. North has been favored, and they lost on Thanksgiving. Right. So both teams really come out, and this is the final game of the year for both teams and the final game for the seniors. So
our final game too, so we've got to get ready. I know Grace is waiting for us.
All right, well, as I mentioned, there's been a lot of great plays here at Veterans Memorial Stadium this year. The QATV has covered a lot of the Thanksgiving games, all the regular season games. So Jim and I are going to take a break, go up to the booth, and we're going to let you watch some of these great highlights that we hear from the 2010 season. Ball's going to get hit off to Reggie Caesar, number 24, and he has a hope in space. Crosses down the sideline, crosses the 40, over now to the 50. Couple man to beat, stays on his feet, crosses the 40, and finally brought down in Indians territory at the 35-yard line. A great run there by Reggie Caesar on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah.
Ball at the 50-yard line, right back to pass, fires again down the sideline, and it is picked off by Hartman. Number 22 comes up big, crosses the 50-yard line on the cross the 45. Schultz now back in the shotgun. And he's going to keep it himself. Crosses the 45 up to the 40. And gets outside, gets more room. Puts his head down, gets knocked out of bounds. Picks up the first down. 5-yard gain. And Chase gets it this time. Crosses the 40-yard line for the first down and more. Over down to the 30-yard line. And cuts back outside to get another 5 yards. Green in motion. Schultz going to keep it himself. Has some space. Crosses the 35 up to the 40. And still on his feet, crosses over now for first down up to the 30, still on his feet. Brian Schultz, a fantastic run. No giving up there in Schultz, great effort. Gets up to the 25-yard line and a huge first down for the Presidents.
Oh yeah, there's some leadership right there by Ryan Schultz.
Sam Gardner, the man who carried the ball last. Play action fake and a huge ball there. A huge sack by North Quincy. Bobby Lawless came up and leveled the quarterback, Mark Stern.
What a hit. Stearns never saw that coming.
Schultz back to pass again, steps up in the pocket, great job, and another touchdown.
That pass by Schultz. Wow.
He finds Derek Stone in the end zone. Most impressive part of that, Jim, was Schultz stepping up in the pocket to buy himself more time, and then he threw a bullet for a touchdown.
Great shot from our sideline camera. He gets the ball. There's nothing but white shirts, and look at that move. And now watch him accelerate. He's going to take off up the right side. Another juke, and just a terrific individual effort by Curran.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 41. Schultz rolling out, looking to pass. And is going to have to keep it and run himself. And great moves there by Ryan Schultz. Cuts over to the left side. Gets up to the 30-yard line and will run out of bounds. Ryan Schultz made something out of nothing right there for the Presidents.
Running back.
1st and 10, Quincy. 4:45 left to go in the third quarter. Green on the carry over to the left side. Push up the middle now and goes in for the touchdown. Great run there by number 25 for Quincy High School. Jalen Green, the 3rd and about 13 for North Quincy. Mike Curran gets the handoff. Actually, no, excuse me. Kyle McKay gets the handoff on the trap play. Crosses the 5-yard line and we'll have the first down. North Quincy pulls off a great play there. Great execution, and Duxbury was not expecting that. Schultz back to pass, looking way downfield, and it is caught. Nice job there. Jordan Cardoso.
Strictly adhere to high standards of conduct among athletes, coaches, and spectators. MIAA taunting policy rules are in effect at all Quincy Public School events. Taunting includes any action or comments by players, coaches, or spectators which are intended to bait anger, intimidate, or ridicule others. Spectators who violate taunting policy rules or are otherwise unruly will be subject to ejection. Students are reminded that school discipline policies are in effect at all athletic events.
I'm not a math major.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 2010 Quincy High School Football Presidents. Quincy High School
Did give you
Presidents
the envelope, or did he keep
are coached by Billy Reardon.
Yeah, he forgot about it. Yeah.
Good. Good for you.
That's why he
No
was
one ate
late.
lunch yesterday.
That's why he was late for breakfast. And then we got Kenny to buy breakfast. You got nuts there.
Well, welcome everyone to Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Quincy Presidents have just taken the field, and the North Quincy Red Raiders are getting ready to come out of the locker room. Fans are beginning to file in, and there's a good crowd on hand here for the 78th annual Thanksgiving Day football game. We want to welcome all of you who are listening at home to QATV's live coverage. We appreciate you tuning in to QATV as you get ready for your Thanksgiving meal later on this afternoon. All right, North Quincy's getting ready to come out of the locker room. They're beginning to file out and come into the runway here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Cheerleaders have a tunnel ready for them to run through. And here they come out onto the field, the North Quincy Red Raiders. North Quincy led by their captains, Kyle McKay. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come right back here with the beginning of the 78th Annual Thanksgiving Football Game on QATV.
Sorry, John. Here it comes. Bang.
10-5, touchdown North Quincy.
Big turn of events for the Red Raiders.
As a man open downfield, touchdown Quincy.
Great job.
Picked off by Quincy. He has some space for the end zone, and touchdown President.
Under the direction of Mr. Rich Daly.
Well, that was the national anthem performed by the combined marching band from Quincy and North Quincy High Schools, led by Richard Keneally, out on the field for their traditional Thanksgiving playing out at the 50-yard line. Real quick, while we have a moment, we want to announce the homecoming kings and queens for each school who were brought out onto the field earlier today. For North Quincy, the homecoming queen is Maggie Lynch, and the homecoming king, Jimmy Scribby. For Quincy High School, the homecoming queen is Corey Sorensen, and the king, John McNulty. Corey Sorensen from Quincy High School. She's in Pennsylvania today for Thanksgiving visiting family. She unfortunately couldn't be here, but Corey Sorensen is a three-sport all-star, Jim: volleyball, basketball, and softball. And she was one of the forces behind the Quincy High girls volleyball team going to the sectional finals against the Red Raiders this year.
Yeah, Corey is a very special person, a great young lady, and a terrific athlete. Maggie Lynch, the homecoming queen from North, is much the same. She doesn't limit her stardom to sports, John. She's a really terrific young lady. She was one of the captains of the North girls soccer team this year and is very highly regarded by not only the seniors at North, but all the kids in the school because of the personality the young lady has. I think we're going to go down to the field, John, for the coin toss.
Right. Quincy, you are the visiting team. Captain Cardoza, that's a tail, that's a head. Call it in the air, please. Tails, tails he calls. And it's a tail. You want the ball. Which goal do you want to kick? Put your backs that way. Quincy over here.
The clock operator is John Sorelli.
Who's won the toss will be receiving at the south goal. Shake hands, guys. Let's have a great ball game.
Quincy High School won the toss, and they're going to elect to receive and get the ball right away. Coach Bill Riordan wants to try to get his offense out in the field and get some points on the board. Referee today for the game, today is John Magnarelli.
Yeah, John is the traditional Thanksgiving Day official here in Quincy. He runs the show. John, you knew whoever won the coin toss was going to want the ball. particularly in the instance of Quincy. Their strength is their offense, so this is going to put a little pressure on them coming out of the box, because I know that what Coach Reardon is planning is that if we win the toss and we get the ball, we're going to keep the ball, we're going to establish our running game, and try to set the tone for today's game. So we're going to be off early here, John, as far as setting tones, and this interesting first possession will really tell us a lot about the flow of today's game.
All right, Quincy High School, led by their captains Jimmy Scribby, Kyle McKay, and Garrett Kelly. For Quincy High School, captains are Jordan Cardoza, Ryan Schultz, and Brian McDonald.
Yeah, I had the pleasure one day. I was over at Quincy High during the day, and Frank Santoro, who is never one to miss an opportunity, had Ryan Boyle, a guy who we have come to know and love this year as Bang Bang Boyle. He had Mr. Boyle brought down to say a quick hello. It was a pleasure to meet him. He's a real gentleman, and he's the type of young man that we've seen in both schools this year. Gentleman off the field, you know, a good solid kid, but I'll tell you, you don't want to see his blue helmet coming your way, and we're going to be excited to watch his performance and that of his teammates.
All right, North Quincy will be kicking from left to right, defending the north end zone. Quincy in the south end zone will be going from right to left if you are listening at home. All right, Kyle McKay will be kicking off for North Quincy, and it's going to be a squib kick. It hits a Quincy player at the 45-yard line, but he's able to jump on it quickly, recovered by Quincy High School, Ron Newsom.
Yeah, great job by Newsom. I'm certain he wasn't expecting the ball that way, but he did an excellent job of keeping his poise, getting the ball, getting it down safely. So Quincy's going to start with excellent field position at the 45-yard line. And here comes the Quincy offense. They're going to be led by Captain Ryan Schultz.
All right, Quincy comes out with a full house backfield, wishbone style. It'll be handoff now to number 25, Jalen Green, over to the right side. And Green will get up to the 49-yard line. Gain of 4 on first down for the Presidents.
Yeah, nice little first down play. One of the strengths of this Quincy offense is their speed. And Coach Connor and Coach Reardon both talked about the fact that the Quincy running backs are going to be testing the outside of the North Quincy defense. You saw Big Joe Bertucci over there on the far side. He's the defensive end. He's got to be ready to go today. Going to have a lot of work on his hands.
Second down and 6 now for the Presidents. And North Quincy's going to jump off sides, and flags are thrown.
Penalty markers on the play.
First penalty is going to go against Vinny Tran. Interesting. Vinny is only a freshman, and he's been a key player for the Red Raiders this year. Little overeager there, and he jumped off sides. At least we believe that's going to be the call. I don't know if they're checking out whether a lineman moved. It's like they're marching it off against Quincy.
False start on the offense.
And Coach Bill Reardon
Still second down.
is halfway out in the field. He's furious. It was up on the booth. It looked like it was a offsides on North, but is a 5-yard false start penalty against Quincy. So it'll bring now second down and 11.
Yeah, occasionally what happens is an offensive lineman will see the charging shirt and kind of flinch or move a bit. That's what Coach Reardon's arguing, that the movement came after the encroachment. But in any event, penalty against Quincy. It's going to be a 2nd and 11, John.
All right, Quincy again, full house backfield. They're going to hand it off to Green. Green with a cutback up the middle, across the 50-yard line, has his base now, across the 40, and we'll get down to the North Quincy High School 37-yard line. First down for the Presidents.
Nice run by Jalen Green, the 5'7", 160-pound junior. He found a little opening there, got past the linebackers of North, and was brought down. That tackle was made by Mike Curran, was it not, John?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
So
We're joined in the booth by old friend Martin Dunham. You folks may recall Martin. He started out as a statistician, ended up a player. Now he's at St. John's in New York, but he came back to help us out in the booth today, and we're delighted for that.
19-yard run for Jalen Green. First and 10. Handoff goes to Ron Newsom up the middle. And Newsom's going to get across the 35 up to the North Quincy 33-yard line. Gain of 4 for Newsom.
Tell you what, I like what I see down in the field from the white shirts, blue helmets of Quincy. The Presidents are banging away here behind Bang Bang Boyle on that offensive line. So far, they've been running behind Boyle and Keenan Daniels, number 60. They've been really moving the Red Raiders off the ball, so this is what Coach Reardon was looking for in this opening drive.
Pitch goes to number 24, Reggie Caesar for the Presidents, over to the right side, crosses the 30-yard line, and will be close to a first down. Gets up to the North Quincy High School 27-yard line, and they get the 26 for a first down.
Yeah, they're giving them the first down. Kenny McPhee working hard on the sidelines here, sending signals into Jimmy Scribby, the defensive captain. Want to make some adjustments, Red Raiders do, and see if they can't stop this drive here. Exactly what Coach Reardon wanted to see, a little inside-outside running game with the clock running. We're coming down to 8 minutes here in this first quarter. Presidents on the march.
First and 10 for Quincy High School at the North Quincy 26-yard line. Ron Newsom on the carry, across the 25 over the 20. Still on his feet, goes over one player, and we'll get down to the 10-yard line. Make it the 9 for Quincy High School, first and goal.
Super little misdirection by Ryan Schultz there on the handoff. If you watch this replay, watch Schultz and watch the flow. Well, we missed the initial work by Schultz there, but Newsom doing a great job of running over Red Raiders. Little bit of arm tackling early on. You see number 5 in there again. Guy we've been talking about a lot this year, Mike Curran, a senior. When Curran is making the tackles, you've got a problem because he's their free safety. So Mike's been in on several tackles early on.
Jalen Green goes in motion to give it to him, over to the left side, across the 10 to 5. Touchdown, Quincy High School. They get on the board here with 7:25 left to go. Jalen Green, a 10-yard touchdown run for the Presidents.
I'll tell you, a spectacular drive by the Presidents. They came right out and established themselves. Watch this replay, a shifting formation. Here comes the running back. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get outside. There's all kinds of blocks out there in front of him. Great job by number 24, Reggie Caesar, of tying up the defensive end. Presidents punch it in, and they draw first blood here. 6-0 lead.
All right, Quincy lines up for the extra point. Jalen Green will be doing the kicking as well for the Presidents. Snap is up, and it is going to be blocked by the North Quincy Red Raiders, and they're going to let it roll out of bounds. So missed the extra point there, so North Quincy holds off that, but Quincy takes the early 6-0 lead here on Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a replay on that missed extra point. Love to see you got the hand on that, because this is going to be a close, tough game here. Missed extra points could be a factor down the road. We've talked about that in prior games. And so that's a critical play by the North defense, which was really back on their heels most of that opening drive. But they did a nice job of reacting there on the extra point. Bill Reardon, exactly what he diagrammed, the boys executed on the field, John. That was an impressive opening drive. Now we got to see how the Red Raiders answer.
Real quick, we're going to go and look at the weather for the QA-TV weather report. A slight wind here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. A west-northwest wind at 11 miles per hour. 32 degrees was the temperature at kickoff, and clear skies here at the stadium again on Thanksgiving morning. So a perfect game, perfect weather for the game here today.
See the Red Raiders remaining on high alert. You may recall that game against Oliver Ames, John, where they did a little pooch onside kick. Quincy picked it up and adapted it, but they kick away here.
Kick goes deep. It's going to be fielded at the 19-yard line by number 7, Mike Morrison. Morrison with a little explosion crosses the 40 and gets up to the 45-yard line and is brought down. Let's see where they mark the ball at the 46-yard line for North Quincy, and that's where they'll start.
Well, there you go, right there. There's the North Quincy response. Senior Mike Morrison, number 7, takes the kick, follows some great blocking, and brings it out past the 47. We talked in the preliminary, and we talked all season, John, about the senior leadership on both sides. Well, there's Mike Morrison stepping up for the Red Raiders, and here comes Joe Schmitz, their senior quarterback.
And flag going to be thrown before the play gets going. This looks like it should be a false start against the Raiders. Go down to the field for the call.
We have a dead ball foul. False start on the offense. First down.
All right, so a 5-yard penalty against the Red Raiders. That'll move them back now to their own 41-yard line. It'll bring up 1st and 15.
We talked about turnovers, not making mistakes. Penalties an issue too. In that first drive, Quincy had a penalty early on. North, you can attribute some of this to pregame jitters. As the boys settle down, we'll look for some mistake-free football here.
All right, 1st and 15 for the Raiders. Mike Curran goes in motion. They're going to hand it off up the middle. And Shea Adusian is the ball carrier. Looks like he's going to get a gain of 3 yards up to the 44-yard line.
And you see big number 74, the last guy up off the pile. He gave Shea a big hug, bang, bang, Boyle, and brought him down. Nice job by Boyle. He's the guy who anchors that defensive line. He's got big number 75, Jalik Leary, to his left, 6 foot, 300 pound. And then the other guy in the middle is number 76, Brendan Lally, who's 6 foot, 240. So the Quincy line is huge up the middle, and they controlled on that play.
2nd down and 12. Handoff goes to Kyle McKay. McKay trying to get out to the left side, and he's going to get tripped up there. Coming up with a tackle, looks like it was Jalen Green to trip up Kyle McKay. He's going to get a gain of about 5 yards on the play, though.
Yeah, Green off to a terrific start here. He showed up ready to go. Got a little equipment problem with his helmet, though, on that tackle that he's trying to get addressed. But Jalen with a great job of getting outside and tripping up McKay. Had Green not made that tackle, John, McKay had some green space and blockers in front of him. Kyle is one of the guys this year who has really stepped up for the Red Raiders on both sides of the ball. And on that attempt, that little sweep, picked up 3. It's going to be a 3rd down and 7 here.
All right, North at their own 49-yard line. 5:35 left to go. Back to pass is Schmitz, and he's trying to roll outside now. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be right at the 1st down marker, Jim. Nice roll out there by the senior quarterback, Joe Schmitz. He's going to get across the 45 and up to the Quincy 44. And actually, there's a flag thrown on the play, and this is going to be coming back.
That's unfortunate. What happened was this. The play was designed to get it outside in the flat to Mike Curran. Quincy read the play beautifully, and Curran was covered. Schmitz made a great decision to hold on to the ball. He pulled it back, but then the play broke down. And as a result, when Schmitz was scrambling...
We have a legal chop block, high-low on the offense, 15-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
As Schmitz was scrambling and the pocket broke down, John, one of the Red Raiders made a little cut block there, got called for it, so that run comes off the board. Red Raiders now are inside their 35 at the 34, and the President's establishing the early momentum here. Big 3rd down play. It's going to be 3rd and looks like about 22 here.
All right, North Quincy at their own 34-yard line, 3rd and 22. Covering with a handoff up the middle. He's going to get to the 40, make it the 41. We'll bring up 4th down, and North will be forced to punt, and another late flag is thrown after the play.
We have a personal foul on the defense. Hitting with the helmet. Automatic 1st down.
So a big 15-yard penalty, but more importantly, the automatic 1st down for North Quincy.
Now, it's interesting, John. This is what we talked about in the pregame, and this is what Coach Reardon talked about earlier this week. that the Presidents have had an uncanny knack of shooting themselves in the foot. They've really done a terrific job here in the first 7 minutes of the game, establishing tempo. And then a tough foul breathed some life into this Red Raider offense, which was coming off the field. So,
and if the Shea Ducey over to the right side crosses the Quincy High School 35, and we'll get tackled now at the Quincy 31-yard line. It'll be another first down for North Quincy.
Exactly what Reardon didn't want to see, and what you want to see if you're a Red Raider fan. North Quincy taking advantage of a Quincy mistake early on. A Ducey, and as you said, John, over the right side, running behind Joe Bertucci, and another guy we've talked a lot about and who plays both ways for the Red Raiders, Garrett Kelly. They ran over that right side. Big run by Aducey at first down, and the Red Raiders are at the 31 of Quincy on the mark.
First and 10 North at the 31, as you said. Under 4 minutes to go. Handoff goes to number 30 for North Quincy. Marquise Chase over to the left side. Makes a spin move to get to the 25 and brought down at the 24-yard line.
I'll tell you, great move by Chase. He had come limping off the field earlier. Marquise likes to get involved early. Going to be happy with that one. A little toss sweep over the left side. A real solid hit by Jalen Green. Watch this replay. Watch the move by Chase. He takes the toss. He's got blockers in front of him. Great block by number 5, Mike Curran out there. Now watch this hit at the end. Terrific job by number 25 of a clean plant of a running back.
All right, second down and 4 now for North Quincy. Ball at the 25-yard line of the Presidents. Shea Aducey with a carry, but he gets hit immediately by Bang Bang Matt Boyle.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, this is actually Ryan Boyle. He's showing the same capabilities as Matt Boyle, a former leader of this Quincy squad. But we'll stick to Bang Bang today, John. He is all over Shea Aducey. I'll tell you what. Aducey trying to penetrate that left side. You see the big arms of number 74 wrap him up and making the tackle. So great job by Boyle. Red Raiders taking an early timeout, as they often do. We've mentioned before, Coach Connor is not shy about using first half timeouts. He recognizes the importance of establishing tempo early, John, and this is a big third down play. The Red Raiders got a second life as a result of that penalty. And there you see Connor in the huddle. There's Jimmy Scribby, number 55, with his helmet off. A guy who's been on the field since the opening kickoff, a real leader of the team. And he's a guy that is part of the heart and soul of this senior leadership. But a big third down play, John, with 2:46 to go.
All right, so it'll be a third down and 3 for North Quincy. Ball is at the Quincy High School 24-yard line. And as you said, 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Taking a look at the stands now, and the stands are filled here on Thanksgiving, as they are every year, Jim.
Yeah, there's a great turnout here. There are folks in the end zone as well. Big gathering, people still coming in. We had a shot earlier, the hard-working North Quincy High cheerleaders. The Quincy cheerleading squad is over on the other side. Because North is the home team, they have the benefit of having the band to work with them directly. And the Quincy cheerleaders on the other side working hard without the music accompaniment.
Our I formation here goes to Kyle McKay, and he's going to be right at the first down marker, and he'll have it now. He crosses the 20 and gets up to the President's 19-yard line to move the chains for North Quincy.
Nice job by McCabe, interior running. I don't know if we have the replay, but watch how hard he worked. He's coming off the field there at the bottom of your screen. Watch this replay, and watch at the end the hit by Boyle on McKay. He's weaving, bobbing. There he is. Now watch Boyle, 74, come in. What a hit. And Kyle came off the field. He felt that one. It's one of the things that you teach your football players, that hitting like that in the first quarter pays dividends in the fourth, and Kyle felt that one.
I formation for North Quincy. Mike Curran's the eye back. They're going to give it to Curran. Has a big hole. Crosses the 15-yard line. 5, and touchdown, North Quincy.
What a run by Mike Curran. A terrific move at the line. Then he cut up between Kelly and Bertucci. what acceleration through that hole, John. Here's the replay, and watch Curran, this little juke at the beginning of the run. Right there, he goes perpendicular down the field, and no one's going to catch him at this point. He sees the end zone, spins in, great run by Mike Curran, and the Red Raiders come right back to tie the ball game at 6. Kyle McKay looking to give North the lead.
McKay, the kicker for North Quincy. And it is low, and it was kicked into line. It will be no good. So both teams having trouble with the extra point here today. But North Quincy comes down the field, and they tie the game at 6 with 2:01 left to go in the first quarter. Mike Curran, a 19-yard touchdown run for North Quincy.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can see what happened there. McKay, a soccer-style kicker, and you kick down on the ball. There was a little problem with the set of the ball on the kicking tee, and a miscue early on. So both teams with first possession touchdowns followed by mixed extra points. But both coaches have to be happy with their offensive performances here. Quincy, because they came out and did what Reardon hoped they'd do. They established themselves early on. And Coach Connor's got to be delighted with the fact that the Red Raiders responded to that opening Quincy drive, John. Exciting start to what we expect to be a great Thanksgiving Day game.
If you're listening at home and wondering when the game will be replayed on Quincy Access TV, you can tune in Thanksgiving Day at 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and midnight to catch it. Also Friday, November 26th at noon and 7 p.m. Saturday, November 27th, 1 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m., and 1 a.m. on Sunday, November 28th. All right, squib kick is fielded by Quincy High School, number 23 for the Presidents. Picks it up. That's Captain Jordan Cardosa. He fields it at the 40-yard line and move up to the 49-yard line for the Presidents to take over on their second drive here today.
Yeah, that's the second straight kick that did not penetrate the second line of the Quincy special team unit. It's designed to go down one side of the field and designed to keep the ball away from Caesar. But Quincy starting with terrific field position yet again here as the President offense comes out under Ryan Schultz.
Wishbone backfield again for Quincy. Handoff goes number 24 for the Presidents. Reggie Caesar up the middle, and he's going to get a gain of 1, maybe 2. We'll see if they spot the ball.
You see number 53 for the Red Raiders, last guy up off the pile, Garrett Kelly. He was injured during the Red Raider 3-game losing streak, John. He's a linebacker and an offensive lineman, and he is really quick to the ball. He got in on Caesar, wrapped him up, and the rest of the Red Raiders showed up to bring him down for a gain of just 1. And here come the Presidents just on the north side of the field, 2nd and 9.
Schultz under center, and hand off to Caesar again over to the right side. Makes a nice cut, but he gets tackled. Great play there by North Quincy coming up to make the tackle. Number 7, Mike Morrison.
Yeah, you're right about Morrison. And Caesar is feeling that hit from Morrison. Watch the replay here, and watch Caesar's move to get outside. Again, he evades a tackle here following the great penetration, but look at that hit. A terrific job by Morrison, a really solid tackle there. Number 34, Derek Graham, had penetrated for the Red Raiders, but a super move by Caesar to get outside. Morrison there to make the tackle, brings up a big 3rd down for the Presidents. 3rd and 8.
Our ball's at the North Quincy 49-yard line. Jalen Green goes in motion, it's reverse to Caesar. Caesar has some space, cuts through the 40-yard line for a first down and more. So Quincy with a little trickery there, picks up the first down. And Reggie Caesar will get up now to the North Quincy High School 37-yard line.
Yeah, Quincy keeping it on the ground. Little reverse there, and the Red Raiders bid on it. Bill Reardon taking advantage of the Red Raider aggression on that play. Did a nice job of taking advantage of the fact that the Red Raider flow to the ball has been very strong here. They ran a reverse off it. And Caesar with some nice moves up the middle gets the ball to the 37-yard line. And we're going to get another timeout here. I believe this one.
End of the quarter.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Yeah, I'm so focused on what's going on in the field, I've lost everything else. Grace Busher following a seagull. Nice job by Grace there as we end the first quarter.
At the end of the first quarter of the 78th annual Thanksgiving football game, we are tied at 6. Quincy High School has the ball, though, and they're going to take over at the North Quincy 37-yard line with a first down and 10. You were mentioning some of our crew here, Jim. I believe that was Peter Doherty's shot following the seagull around. But Peter Doherty's here, Grace Busher, Glenn Busher. Also down the field, we have John Mercurio and Anna El Torre. And in the booth, we have Bill Early, Michael Jarvie, Frank Tanzi, and Chris Potter in the booth, in the truck here today.
Not much room in the truck. And as we said, we're joined by North Quincy grad Martin Dunham, who's going to keep us statistically informed. Why don't you run over some of the first quarter stats here, John?
Well, the 2 touchdowns. Jalen Green had a 10-yard touchdown run for the Presidents. Mike Curran, a 19-yard run for the North Quincy Red Raiders. North Quincy, time of possession, 5:24, 60 yards of offense. For the Presidents, time of possession, 5:36, and 74 yards of offense. All right, 1st and 10 for Quincy. They send Ron Newsom in motion. And whistles are blown. Looks like Quincy jumped for a false start.
I'll tell you what. We talked about him a little earlier. I'll wait for the call.
We have a dead ball foul. False start.
False start.
On the offense.
It's the President's 5-yard
First
penalty.
down.
Number 40, freshman Vinny Tran, is just all over this Quincy offensive line. The Red Raider freshman, number 40, is in and out of the gaps, creating all kinds of headaches. And on that false start, he was part of the action.
So 1st and 15 now for the Presidents at the North Quincy 42-yard line. Newsom goes in motion. Quincy's on the option, but it is stuffed out there by North Quincy, number 34, Derek Graham.
Great job by Graham. It looked like there was going to be a pitch there. That appeared to be the option Schultz was taking. He had a running back behind him to his left, getting outside. Schultz was running to his left and looking to toss the ball, but he got wrapped up nicely by Graham, made a super tackle after a great penetration. And so there's a loss on the play of about 5 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and just about 20 for the Presidents.
Ball at the North Quincy 45-yard line. Reggie Caesar with a handoff, trying to get outside, being pursued. And he gets outside for a gain of about 5 yards up to the Red Raiders 40-yard line.
Yeah, out there for the Red Raiders. Number 5, Mike Curran. Number 7, Mike Morrison. They both got over there to make the tackle. And you mentioned the pursuit. That was Bobby Lawless, a linebacker who's a terrific athlete. He served some time on the offensive line this year. Lawless chased Caesar, made him take a little different line. He had to get out to the sideline where he was a little more vulnerable. And the tackle then made by Morrison and Curran. So brings up a 3rd down and about 13 here.
9:20 left to go in the first half. We're tied at 6. Quincy with the ball on the North Quincy 40-yard line.
Empty backfield, John.
Yep, Schultz in the shotgun. Caesar goes in motion. They fake the handoff to him, and they're going to give it to Jalen Green. Green looked like he was almost going to try to pass the ball, but could not, and instead it'll be a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, great job. Guy we haven't talked about yet today, but I'm sure we will as the game goes on. Number 45, Walter Hannon, and then P.J. Campbell, another senior, getting in on that tackle. Watch the replay here. They're trying to get the ball to Green and let him make something happen. A lot of opening there, some nice blocking by the offensive line. A great job, again, by Campbell, forcing Green to turn it inside. Graham. Derek Graham was the contained man. He forced Green back inside where Walter Hannon made the solid tackle. So Quincy's going to be punting away for the first time here, John.
Green gets a punt off to the right side, bounces at the 13-yard line, and it takes a Quincy roll inside the 10, and it will come to a rest at the 7-yard line. So North Quincy will be pinned back deep thanks to a nice punt by Quincy's Jalen Green.
Yeah, Green did an excellent job of kicking the ball away from the return men. Mike Morrison smartly stayed away from it. He could not get to the ball while it was still in the air, so he stayed away once it hit the ground. Coach Connor is a very traditional football coach. He tries to teach the young men how to stay away, how to avoid mistakes. And one of the ways you do that is you don't try to create something in situations like the one that Morrison was just looking at. Ball bouncing his way with some white shirts coming at him. He just stayed away from it smartly. Red Raiders are going to start 1st and 10 from their own 6.
Actually, the ball's on their 2-yard line. I was looking at the wrong 5-yard line there. Handoff goes to number 5 for North Quincy, Mike Curran. So he gets a little bit more space for the Red Raiders. He gets knocked out of bounds. And he gets up to the 13-yard line, so it should be a first down, and it is.
I'll tell you what, you talk about the two-way players on both sides of the ball. Well, number 25, Jalen Green, has been out on the field doing everything. We just saw him after the play. You can see him in the backside of the huddle stretching there. He's having trouble, tightness with his right calf area. And 2 issues could cause that. One, he might have got hit, but 2, if he's not hydrating properly, he could be cramping. So Jalen better get a break because he's a key man for the Presidents on both sides of the ball.
1st and 10 North Quincy at their own 13-yard line. Shea Ducey with the carry, and he's met at the 13-yard line by several Presidents. Making the initial hit for Quincy was number 76, Cedric Lenore.
Yeah, also in on the tackle for Quincy was number 32, Josh Galindo. But the last guy up off the pile was Bang Bang Boyle. And I'll tell you what, Shea Adusian is going to be dreaming with number 74, blue 74 is floating through his head after this first half of football. All he's seen is the big white shirt of Bang Bang early on, John.
I should make a correction. Number 76 was Brendan Lally on the initial hit for the Presidents on that last play.
Yeah, huge defensive line for the Presidents, and they've done a good job of controlling the interior so far.
No gain on that last play. Handoff goes to Mike Curran over the right side, trying to get outside. Across the 15, up to the 20, breaks a tackle, and will get up to the 30-yard line. Big gain there for North Quincy, and another first down.
What a run by Curran. I don't know if we can watch the replay real quickly on this, but Curran with a couple of great moves to get outside. Watch this replay and watch Michael create some of his own running space here. Here's the first move there. He evades that tackle. Now there's going to be another little move. He gets outside to pick up an additional 8 yards there. A great job by Curran, who's shown some terrific acceleration here. He's the guy who had the big game last week for the Red Raiders, and he's off to a great start today.
All right, 1st and 10 for North Quincy. Kyle McKay gets the pitch. Breaks one tackle across the 30-yard line. Breaks another, has some more space now across the 40-yard line. And will finally get brought down there by Quincy. Another first down for North Quincy thanks to the nice running by Kyle McKay.
Oh, terrific running by McKay. And here you go with that senior leadership. Watch the replay here. First Curran and now McKay. McKay's going to get outside. He evades that tackle. That was a great move, evading that tackle. And now he's got Ron Newsom on the corner there. He gets around him. There's Bang Bang Boyle. Big number 74. He's ultimately in on the play. One of the factors that I considered here in giving North Quincy the edge was depth, John. And we're seeing that start to come to the fore here early in this first half. Ron Newsom is exhausted. He was on the outside over on the other side of the field when you saw Mike Curran scampering up the right side. On this last play, it was Newsom over on the left side trying to chase down McKay. He's also a guy in the backfield for the Presidents. He's been on the field the whole time, completely exhausted. He's running from wing to wing here and doing a great job. And the last 2 plays, you saw the fatigue factor as Newsom, who's normally a very dependable tackler, was unable to make those plays, even though he had got himself in a position over there. So smart timeout called by Reardon. He knows the guys are tired. Got some water into them, got them a little break, and he's trying to break the momentum of the Red Raiders, this offense, trying to reestablish the North Quincy momentum in this first half, John.
With that run, North Quincy went over 100 yards rushing. They now have 105 yards rushing on the day. First and 10 Raiders at their own 47-yard line. Marquise Chase with a carry, and he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage. But a nice job by Chase. Late flag is thrown. Chase gets up to the 50-yard line.
And a penalty marker comes in at the end of the play.
Flag was thrown by the back judge, way behind the Quincy defense.
With a personal foul. Face mask.
Personal foul.
So
Yeah, I think what happened there is they're calling that one on Bang Bang Boyle. What happened, if we watch, I don't know if we have the replay, but Chase got into the line, and Boyle is about 6'3", and Chase is about 5'9". And as Chase got past him, Boyle reached out, and he caught the mask of Chase. And, you know, Ryan's a little frustrated there because he's a clean football player and a hard worker. So he's upset by the call, but it was caught, as you said, by the back judge. 15-yard penalty, and here come the Red Raiders, 1st and 10 at the 36 of Quincy.
Curran goes in motion. He gets the pitch across the 35 and will fight his way forward up to the 33-yard line. So nice gain on first down there for North Quincy. They'll bring up now a 2nd down and 7.
Josh Galindo, Newsom in on the tackle, and Bang Bang Boyle in there as well. This is where you see the benefit of that timeout called by Reardon, John. We mentioned the fact that Newsom has been in a position to make the last few plays and was unable to do so. Well, on that particular play, he was back out there again. This time he made the stop on Curran. They hold him to a 2-yard gain. It's going to be a 2nd and 8. North offense trying to grind down this President team, John. They've had the ball for a while now. We're ticking down to 5 minutes in the second quarter.
All right, we're at 5:30 now to go. McKay in motion. They're going to give the Shea Adusian right up the middle. And Adusian spins off one tackle, still on his feet. Will cross the 30-yard line and get to about the 27-yard line. Make it the 28-yard line for North Quincy. Bring up now a 3rd down and short.
Jalen Green in on the tackle. And as we said, Adusian's coming off, holding his right arm and shoulder. Let's hope he's okay. You know, I mentioned earlier about Boyle. No, he's going down in real pain there. Worried that he did something to his elbow or his arm. But, you know, Boyle out there again to hit him. And Shea is going to be seeing number 74 for a while in his dreams. Boyle is just everywhere today in this first half. Adusian's back up on the sideline, John. And actually there's a Quincy boy down on the field as well. Here's a shot of the stands. The North Quincy team is the home team this year. And this is a shot of what I would expect to be predominantly North Quincy fans there. Not sure who it is who's down on the field for Quincy. Both sides have trainers out there, which is good. There's someone working with Shea Adusian on the north sideline.
It's Jalen Green who's down on the field for Quincy High School. Looked like trying to get that leg stretched out.
Yeah, he needs a break, that young man. He's been working on that right calf for a while now. I suspect it's a cramp based on what's been going on. And as I said, he's been out on the field the whole time, so they're unable to keep him hydrated in that circumstance. And this is where the Red Raiders have an advantage, John. Shea Adusian gets dinged up a bit, and the Red Raiders can put Curran in the backfield, McKay in the backfield, Mike Morrison in the backfield, Marquise Chase. Quincy does not have that sort of depth and those types of options, so it makes it a little more difficult for them.
North Quincy had called a timeout to discuss this play. 3rd and 3. I formation for the Raiders. Handoff over to Kyle McKay, over to the left side, being pursued by Green. Excuse me, that's Jordan Cardosa, and Cardosa will bring him down. Nice job there It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play for the Raiders, thanks to Jordan Cardoso holding his end.
And credit the President line on that one. North Quincy went with a long count and a hard count, John. You could see that what Schmitz was doing, juking his head and barking there, he was trying to get the President to jump off sides, but they didn't. A well-disciplined President line anchored by Bang Bang Boyle. We mentioned these guys a little earlier. Number 76, Brendan Lally to Boyle's right. And then over on the other side, number 75, Jalik Leary. They did a great job on that play of staying home on the hard count.
Shea Dusing back in the ball game now. 4th and 7 to go. Pass, and it is great job there by Quincy High School to hold North Quincy on 4th and 7. Pass went out to the flat, and number 32 for the Presidents, Josh Galindo, came in and made a huge hit for the turnover on downs.
Oh, yeah, Galindo saw McKay floating out to the flat. Watch this replay and watch Galindo. He reads it beautifully. You see him moving over to the right when he sees McKay out on the flat. He gets behind the blockers and makes the tackle there. Great job by Galindo. He focused on the running back, evaded the blockers before that screen could set up. And the Red Raiders call another timeout just to make a defensive adjustment. Because with 4 minutes to go here, John, in a very tightly contested first half, Coach McPhee and Coach Connor want to make sure that the Red Raiders do everything they can to not give the Presidents an edge heading to the locker room. 4 minutes to go. Presidents with possession at the 39-yard line, and this is a big possession for both sides. Kenny McPhee upset. He sees something out on the field he doesn't like, and Red Raiders get another timeout. Personnel issue.
So North Quincy calls back-to-back timeouts. They've called 4 timeouts now, and as you just mentioned, Raiders staff not happy with what was going out on the field.
Yeah, the Raiders broke the huddle with only 10 players. Kenny McPhee picked up on that right away and got the timeout. So they've got 11 on the field now, and the Presidents as well. And here comes a big possession for Quincy High School.
All right, Quincy comes out in the shotgun. Reggie Cease is going to get the handoff. Trying to get to the left side, across the 40, up to the 44-yard line, where he gets brought down there by Mike Morrison on the tackle. Gain of 5 on the play.
What a tackle by Morrison. That is the second time that Mike Morrison has really planted Reggie Caesar, who is a fast, strong, and elusive runner. And Morrison was out there all alone in the flat and really made a solid tackle, a real solid stick on Caesar to bring him down after a 6-yard gain. So great first down play for the Presidents. 6-yard gain. They're at their own 45 with the clock running down to about 3 minutes here in what may be the final possession of this first half.
Second down and 4 for the Presidents. Jalen Green with a carry across the 45, flag thrown into play. This one's going to be coming back, Jim, it looks like, for a hold. Green gets all the way up to the North Quincy 30-yard line.
Yeah, my guess would be that it's going against the Presidents. When you see Coach Bill Reardon as upset as he is, because he's a control guy on the sidelines normally.
We have holding on the offense. Repeat, second down.
So it'll be a 10-yard penalty against Quincy.
This is the type of problem that Quincy wanted to avoid today. You recall earlier, they had the Red Raiders backed up almost to the same point on the field here in the first quarter, John, when the Presidents were on defense and they picked up a helmet to the head penalty to give the North offense a second life. Now the Quincy offense shooting itself in the foot here with a 10-yard penalty. Running the double reverse to Caesar again.
Caesar crosses the 40-yard line and will get up to the 42.
Now, normally a 6-yard gain would be something you'd be happy with, but when you're looking at a 2nd and 14, it's just not enough. Red Raiders are now in a 3rd and 8. We talked earlier about Coach Reardon hopeful that this might be the final possession of the half, that Quincy could keep the ball all the way into the locker room. Well, now Quincy, with the clock running down to about 2 minutes, facing a big third down. I'm sure they don't want to punt the ball away to North Quincy here, John. They'd love to keep possession of it to the half. A lot of tired guys out there in the field, John. A lot of hands on hips and guys bent over here as we come up to this big third down play. 3rd and 7 for the Presidents. Ball on the Quincy High 42-yard line.
Schultz in the shotgun. Sends Cardoza in motion. Looking to pass, trying to set up the screen. Gets it to Ron Newsom. He's out there by himself in the flat. And Kyle McKay and Mike Morrison come up and make the tackle.
Oh, Morrison again. McKay contained the running back, Newsom, and then Morrison get in. And watch this tackle. The young men out there who play football, watch number 7. He's at the right of your screen there. You're going to see him come into the screen in a moment. There's the ball out to Newsom. McKay got outside. Newsom runs past Boyle. Actually, I beg your pardon, it was McKay who made the tackle, number 11. Great tackle by Kyle McKay, a guy that I should never sell short there. He got in and made a solid tackle, so great job by the Red Raider defense. Quincy trying to take some time off the clock here. We're down to 1:05 in the half as they punt the ball away.
All right, he's fielded by Marquise Chase at his own 30-yard line. Initially went up the middle, then cut back to his left. And a late flag thrown after the play was over. Chase got knocked down at the 37-yard line. The side judge on the far side of the field threw the flag.
Yeah, I think there was a little nonsense at the back end of the play after the tackle was made. It's going to go against North Quincy, I believe.
So it looks like it's a block in the back against North Quincy. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for North Quincy with 57 seconds left to go.
Yeah, one of the guys from North was telling his coach that he felt he was square to the man he was blocking. He actually came over. I got a kick out of watching him plead his case to Coach Connor. He was explaining that he was square to the guy, but the officials did not see it that way. So Red Raiders get backed up to their 26-yard line, and there's 57 seconds left.
1st and 10 for North Quincy. Shea Ducey with a carry, and he gets hit immediately at the line of scrimmage and is brought back. Coming up there for Quincy High School was Nick Lepore, and also for Quincy, Jalik Larry.
Quincy calls a timeout. They have timeouts left, and the suspicion here would be that Coach Reardon, with the ball inside the Red Raiders 30 at about the 26, is going to hope that Quincy can come up with some stops here. They'll call immediate timeouts and see if they can't do something with a decent field position. On the other side of the ball, knowing Coach Connor as we do, I would have suspected that he would have been happy to see the Red Raiders not make a mistake and get to the locker room cleanly here on this possession. But given what Reardon's clearly looking to do here, North Quincy's got to move the ball down the field and see if they can't pick up a 1st down. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Red Raiders. 46 seconds to go.
Yep, 46 seconds. Tied at 6. Kyle McKay with a carry over to the right side. And he's going to get up to the 30-yard line. Quincy again calls another quick timeout. Gain of 3 on the play for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, that play took 7 seconds off the clock. So now we're looking at 3rd down. Red Raiders are going to need to get 7 to pick up a 1st. Reardon's strategy may work here. Red Raiders may be forced to punt the ball. Do we know how many timeouts Quincy has left, John? I believe they're going to have enough to...
Yeah, they'll have enough. They have 2 timeouts left. So ball sits at the Red Raiders 30-yard line. 3rd and 7 to go. Shea Ducey with the carry, cuts back up, and will get brought down there. Jordan Cardoza, a nice tackle after a 1-yard gain, and Quincy again calls timeout So North Quincy will have 4th and 6, and they'll be forced to punt.
All right. Let's see who's out there. Kyle McKay is back to punt, so they're going to punt the ball away. Very, very important that the Red Raiders execute as a special teams unit here. The ball is on their side of the field at the 31-yard line. So North Quincy's got to punt the ball away. If they push Quincy into their own side of the field, the Presidents are not going to have a lot of time left to try to make something happen. You got to give Reardon credit, Reardon and the Quincy President coaching staff, John. They recognized after that first down play that there might be an opportunity here, and they've made that opportunity available to their offensive unit. They're going to get the ball, but this is a very important play. There's a shot of the Red Raiders sideline. Down in the field, number 56 in the middle there. You see him rubbing his hands. He's going to be the long snapper, Bobby Lawless. This is a very important snap. Kyle McKay's got to handle it and execute. And back deep for the Presidents, number 3, Jaquan Harris.
We know Harris is dangerous and has some speed and can make some moves. And he's going to field at the own 45-yard line, but he gets tripped up as he did. He was trying to run up and catch the ball. He caught it and held on to it. I'm sure Coach Bill Ray is glad he held on to it.
Great snap by Lawless. Can't say enough about that. He executed that beautifully. Bobby Lawless is a guy who has terrific athletic ability, and he could be a marquee receiver or maybe a running back, but he's one of these guys. He sacrificed a lot for this year's team. He's been a lineman. He's been a linebacker. He plays both ways for the Red Raiders, and he just made a terrific snap that hit McKay right between the ones on his shirt. Kyle handled it beautifully, punted it away. So the Red Raiders did their thing. Let's see what the President offense can do with 26 seconds.
Reggie Caesar's going to get the handoff, trying to get over to the right side, across the 50-yard line. He gets knocked down, and he'll stay in bounds. And Quincy calls its final timeout of the half.
Yeah, Caesar was trying to get to that sideline, really trying to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Could not do so. The ball is on the near hash mark. You see the official placing it there. So what we can expect now from the Presidents is that they will run the ball to the right side or run plays to this side of the field because they're out of timeouts, and the only way they can get out of bounds is if they're over on this sideline. If they run the far way toward the Quincy sideline, John, the odds of the Red Raiders making the tackle and bringing the running back down or the receiver down on the field and the clock running out much higher than if they run to the right side. That's one of the things I'm sure Coach Connor, you see him there reviewing with the boys in the huddle what's going on. And one of the things you can expect is that the Red Raider defense will be locked up on its left side, the Quincy right side. And, of course, having said all that, we'll now watch the Presidents go to that left side of the field, but there is some logic to it. 19 seconds to go, John.
Second down and 3 for the Presidents. Ryan Schultz, senior quarterback, comes out under center. Ron Newsom in the backfield. They send Jalen Green in motion. Give it to Green. They go to the far side, Jim. And Green will get the first down anymore across the 40-yard line. And will get out of bounds at the 35. So Quincy does get out of bounds with 11 seconds left.
Great job by Green. A great call by the Presidents. The fact they mixed up this guy in the booth, no surprise there, but they did a great job. They got the ball up over the other side of the field there, past the linebackers, and Green got out of bounds after a terrific run. Ball is now on the Red Raider 36-yard line, 11 seconds to go.
All right, 1st and 10 for Quincy, as you said, at the North Quincy 36-yard line. Schultz goes in the shotgun, sends Caesar in motion. They're going to give it to him. Caesar running to the right side, cuts back over now, has some blockers over there in front of him, gets to the 20-yard line, up to the 15, and gets knocked down and inbounds at the 9-yard line. Actually, we'll see if he gets knocked down inbounds or out of bounds.
Well, they stopped the clock there
So it
with
looks
1
like
second left. I'd like to see the replay because the guy who made the tackle over there, I know I saw Walter Hannon over there, but whoever made the tackle for the Red Raiders, I thought brought Caesar down inbounds. However, you got to give Caesar credit. If you watch the replay here,
1 second left.
watch Caesar. Play designed to go to the right. He cuts it back. Now everything breaks down, and Caesar gets outside, avoids a tackle there. It's actually Vinny Tran and Mike Curran. It was Curran who made the tackle. Caesar seated clearly out of bounds. Curran pleading his case, but Caesar with a terrific run to the North Quincy 9. So we're going to have an exciting ending here to this ball game, this first half, John, as Quincy knocking on the door at the 9-yard line. It's going to be one play. We'll expect they'll go to the end zone, although Quincy
Looks like they're going to kick the field goal, Jim.
They are going to.
Yep.
Oh, yep, the T's out there. You're right.
They had brought the field goal team out, and North Quincy called its final timeout. So the T is spotted at the 16-yard line, so it'll be a 26-yard field goal attempt for Jalen Green. Green has made 3 field goals on the season for the Raiders.
And remember that North Quincy blocked the extra point, so we'll look for North Quincy to try to replicate that effort here. Green will be kicking the ball a little lower off the tee because he's got more distance it's got to carry.
All right, kick is up, and it is no good. It'll go wide to the left. So North Quincy evades a scary end of the half right there. Quincy pushed the ball downfield, had an attempt, but cannot convert it. So at the end of the first half of play here on Thanksgiving morning, Quincy 6, North Quincy 6. Both touchdowns happening in the first quarter on the first 2 drives of the game. Quincy got on the board first with a 10-yard touchdown run by Jalen Green. Extra point was blocked. And the North Quincy answered with a 19-yard touchdown run by Mike Curran. And the point after was missed. And that is our score at the half, 6-6.
Well, we're going to take a break now after what was really a well-played first half by both teams. Bill Reardon's going to be delighted with his presidents, who you see walking off the field now. They made a couple of mistakes. They got burnt by the first one, but otherwise they played a pretty clean first half. The line really took it to the Red Raiders on both sides of the ball. From the North Quincy perspective, they did establish their running game, John, but the offense was not on the field enough and did not capitalize. I'm sure Coach Connor hoped he would. North Quincy will be receiving the second half kick, so they're going to be talking about that fact and trying to establish themselves in the second half when we come back out of our timeout. So we'll take a little break here. An exciting first half and a lot of excitement anticipating this second half.
All right, so don't go away. We are tied at 6 on the 78th annual Thanksgiving football game here at Veterans World Stadium. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're at the half. We are tied at 6 between the Quincy Presidents and North Quincy Red Raiders. Teams are out in the field. North Quincy will be starting the second half with the ball. Real quick, some first half stats for you. North Quincy has 109 yards of total offense. Quincy 132 yards of total offense. North was 25%, 1 for 4 on third down conversions. Quincy 33% or 1 for 3 for third down conversions. Penalties, North Quincy 3 penalties for 30 yards. Quincy 5 penalties for 50 yards. Mike Curran has 56 yards rushing. Kyle McKay 27 and Shea Ducey 23. Reggie Caesar for the Presidents has 71 yards rushing. Jalen Green 42. Green for Quincy and Curran for North had the 2 touchdowns.
It was a terrific first half. From the spectator viewpoint, great first half from the Quincy High viewpoint. I'm sure that Coach Connor's a little disappointed that the offense didn't establish things a little more from the North perspective, John, and will look to do so in this first possession. Interesting dynamic for the second half to watch here is the conditioning factor. North was able to rotate players a little more, and so they may be a little more rested. Some of the key guys for Quincy went the whole way, and they were feeling it toward the end of the half. They're going to have to go the whole way again, and we'll see how that works. So it's going to be an interesting battle. What a first half we had. 6-6 tie. It was a real war out there on the field. We'll look for both teams to really bang heads here as we got 22 minutes left in this Thanksgiving Day rivalry game.
All right, Jalen Green will be kicking off for the Presidents, and he kicks it deep. Mike Morrison is going to let it bounce, and it'll go into the end zone for the touchback. So North Quincy will start on their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10. North Quincy will be going from right to left in the north end zone, heading toward, from the south end zone, heading to the north end zone.
Great kickoff by Green, but one thing you don't like to see, I don't know if we can get a shot of it from Grace Busher at the 50. Well, now he's running again, but there you see Green heading back to the huddle, and he is awfully tight. You can tell by the short strides. The young man's muscles are just really tight. He has been a workhorse today. We'll hope that he loosens up as this second half unfolds here.
I formation for North Quincy. Kyle McKay will get the carry, and he's hitting the backfield, and he gets brought down by Bang Bang Boyle after a 1-yard gain. Also over there for the Presidents was Brendan Lally.
Yeah, kind of running over the left side. You see a guy that we don't talk enough about, the center, Joe King. And then over on the left side of that offensive line as well, Antonio Diaz, the senior left tackle. He's played all the games, all the offensive downs here for the Red Raiders. Been very impressive. He's on the left side there, and they normally have a tight end lining up with him as well.
2nd down and 9. Ball at the North Quincy 21-yard line. McKay again with a carry, trying to get outside. Cuts back up in. Ron Newsom can't make the tackle. McKay gets across the 30 and up to the 35-yard line, and he'll have the North Quincy 1st down.
Love to see the John Mercurio perspective on that one, because McKay almost ran him over. Glad they're safe on the sideline. Watch the replay and watch this great effort by McKay. Watch the stiff arm that Kyle uses. He's going to get his right arm out there. Here's a nice move to evade a tackle. Now watch it here. It's a nice push on that tackle. Does the same here. He's very physically aggressive. A great football player. And there's John Mercurio and Anna Altori on the run there.
All right, fake the handoff to Ducey, and Mike Curran's going to get over the right side. Flag thrown on the play. Curran crosses the 45, and will get knocked out of bounds at the Quincy 49. But it looks like this is going to be coming back.
We'll see what the call is. You're right, John. It's on the outside, and typically you're looking at a block in the back or a clip on a play like this.
We have holding on the
Or a
offense.
hold.
Repeat 1st down.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, right, Jim?
Right.
Well, so it is a whole 10-yard penalty. So North Quincy will get pushed back, and it'll be now 1st and 20.
Yeah, the type of mistake you don't want to see the team making here. A great individual effort by Curran when he got outside, but apparently it was a hold that helped free up some of the green space for him. So it's going to be 1st and 20. Red Raiders are going to be at their 25-yard line here. And Quincy looking to come up with a stop and break momentum. North Quincy looking to get something going and establish momentum here as we start this second half.
Ducey and McKay in the backfield. Handoff goes to Ducey over to the left side. He gets up to the 30-yard line, and he gets brought down there by the Presidents after the gain of 5.
Yeah, nice solid run by Adusian, picks up 5 yards. Jordan Cardoza on the tackle, and he would not let up there. He got a hold of Adusian, and Adusian could not shake free, as he has done so often this year. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Red Raiders. John, we heard at the half about goings on at the main firehouse, where we've got Quincy High grads and North Quincy High grads working today for the Quincy Fire Department. And hopefully they won't have a call today, because I don't know if they're going to go in unison.
Marquise Chase with a carry, trying to get outside. Nice pursuit by the Presidents. And Chase will get knocked out of bounds after a gain of 1, maybe. Looks like might be no gain.
Yeah, and a big roar from the far sideline there. The Quincy fans really pumped up on that play. Chase could not get outside. Great job of pursuit, as you said, John. And Chase has run out of bounds after no gain. Going to bring up a 3rd and 15 for the Red Raiders. Great job by Quincy. You know, they started the game, the Presidents did, doing exactly what they wanted to do. And they've come out of the locker room here, John, doing exactly what they want to do. They've stuffed up this North offense, which is stalling out here so far on their opening drive.
3rd and 15 for the Raiders at their own 30-yard line. Schmitz back to pass, looking downfield, has Morrison. It's complete at the 49-yard line, and he'll get up to the Quincy High 48-yard line. A huge first down for North Quincy.
Great ball delivered by the senior quarterback, Schmitz, but what an adjustment by Morrison. I'd love to see this one on replay. Watch the replay here. Schmitz throws the ball to Morrison's outside shoulder. This is not our replay. Here it comes. Watch Morrison adjust to the ball. Great reception. He was tightly covered there by Jaquan Harris, but Morrison made the adjustment to the ball. The seniors for North Quincy, again, coming up big here. Schmitz, Morrison, big play. Mike did it in the first half as well. So that's a huge first down for the Red Raiders. They're now on the President's side of the field at the 49, and it's 1st and 10. Here's our friend the Seagull again. Now he's coming up at the booth. Same seagull. It's like being up in the old Toronto Sky Dome where they'd have seagulls floating around during the game.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Quincy 49-yard line. Shea Deucin gets the carry up the middle, and he'll fight his way forward for 5 yards up to the 45-yard line.
This is the stuff that Coach Connor wants to see. Adusian running up behind Bertucci, Kelly, and the center, Joe King. Grinding it out, 5-yard gain, 4-yard gain, I should say, right in the trenches, clock running. This is the perfect drive in the mind of Coach Connor. The offense trying to establish itself, and the running backs running inside. Love the determination you see, though, on Bang Pang. Boy, at least down there barking orders to his linemen. A lot of fight in that young man.
And the play gets whistled dead. Looks like Quincy has called a timeout just before the play was snapped. So with 7:04 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, we're tied at 6. North Quincy is driving, and they have the ball at the President's 45-yard line.
I'll tell you, folks, when we get a shot of it from Grace Busher, this Quincy defensive line is just really an impressive group. They're modeled the way the Patriots are, John. They're big guys, and the intention here is for them to tie up the offensive linemen and to let the linebackers shoot the gaps. There's a shot of some fans. There's a shot of the north end zone, which is just jammed with alums. Typically, the stands may look a little less than full, but that's because everyone's down in the end zone, mingling, socializing. It's quite a crowd here today, John. It's a great Thanksgiving Day football game.
All right, 2nd down and 6. Marquise Chase with the ball. Cuts back up inside at the hash mark, and we'll get to the 41-yard line.
One thing I love about Marquise Chase is he lets his blocks set up. If you watch a replay here, do we have the replay?
I'm not too sure if we have the replay. We'll get word from the truck if we do.
All right, well, have a nice shot of watching Marquise Chase with watch number 30 and how he lets his block set up ahead of him. He does a terrific job of being patient and letting the block set up. I guess we're not going to get, here's the replay. We caught it a little late. That's too bad. But Chase is very patient. He's a junior. He's got explosive capability, but he does a nice job of letting the block set up. 4-yard gain on that last play. It's 3rd and short for the Red Raiders.
And of course, Shea Deucin over the right side, and he will not have the first down. He needed to get to the Quincy 39-yard line, and he got to maybe the 40.
Close to the 40-yard line, but not past it. Then it
Great
was
job by the
for Raiders.
Presidents. They just stormed the ball there, and it's going to be just short of the 40. Red Raiders looking at a 3rd and short, and it looks like, let's see who's coming out here. Looks like they've got the punting unit out there, Kyle McKay. So Coach Connor looking at field position here, trying to establish things early on, maybe pin the Presidents back and turn things over to the defense.
McKay gets a high kickoff. Jaquan Harris is back for the Presidents to get it, and he trips up and falls catching the ball at the 9-yard line, so that's where the Presidents will take over.
Good job by McKay. The Red Raiders special teams have executed all season, John. They've done a terrific job of performing not only mistake-free, but effectively. And on that particular kick, McKay got the ball down inside the 10, which is what you want to see happen. And the President offense is going to start at their 9. It's up to the Red Raider defense now to step up here, or the President offense to step up and establish itself with tough field position.
3 men in the backfield behind the quarterback for the Presidents, Ryan Schultz. He hands it off to the left side and getting across to the 25-yard line up to the 28. Was Ron Newsom on the carry for the Presidents.
Oh, big run by Newsom. Newsom picked up 16 yards there, gets the ball out to the 29-yard line, actually 20 yards, out to the 29. Watch this run. You see the full house backfield, and Newsom gets up the left side, just evaded a tackle by Walter Hannon, who had penetrated. Curran couldn't wrap him up. Morrison got a helmet on him, but Newsom with some very physically aggressive running up the left side.
20-yard gain for Ron Newsom. Ball now at the Quincy 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Reggie Caesar goes in motion, and he cuts back up, reverses his field, and will get brought down from behind at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Caesar is really dangerous, John, because he can do that. He's a guy who can reverse his field. He's got great vision down there, and that time a play designed to go to the right ends up going left. But the Red Raiders contained him. It's a 4-yard gain nonetheless. 2nd and 6 for the Presidents.
Under 4 minutes now to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff goes to Caesar again, trying to get outside. Evades one tackle, but cannot evade the second. And it looks like he's going to have a no gain there for the Presidents, and it is no gain right at the 33-yard line, brought down by a number of Red Raiders.
Yeah, great penetration by Vinny Tran. If you watch the replay, you're going to see Tran penetrate and just blow this play up. Keep in mind, this young man is only a freshman. He's in on the play, blows it up, then here comes the thundering herd of Red Raiders to make the tackle. They do a great job of pursuing there, so nice job by the defense. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6 with the clock running in what has been a fast-moving 3rd quarter, John. We're ticking down to 3 minutes here. Big 3rd down play for the Presidents. They're at their own 33.
3rd down and 6. They send Jalen Green in motion. They're going to give it to Green. Across the 35. He gets brought down to the 39-yard line, right at the 1st down marker. It looks like he should have enough for the 1st down.
Tell you, that was a generous spot, resulting in a 1st down. So, Green with a nice run, just a little toss play, came up the right side. Clock still running, and the Presidents on the march here. This drive started at their own 9, and they're up to the 40 now.
There's a 1st and 10 from the Presidents at their own 40-yard line. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Wishbone backfield behind Schultz, and flags are thrown. And it looks like there should be a false start against the Presidents.
I'll tell you, this young man, Vinny Tran, is just right up on that line alert. He's playing defense only, so he's able to get some rest, which is a real positive. And he brings a lot of energy to this Red Raider defense.
Foul, encroachment on the defense.
That
First
time
down.
they got Tran on the call, John.
Looked like from up in the booth, Quincy had slightly moved, but they get the encroachment against Tran. So 5-yard penalty. So 1st and 5 now for the Presidents at their own 45. Schultz hands it off to Newsom. Newsom trying to go over to the left side. Gets across to 45, and it'll get brought down at the 47-yard line. And it'll bring up now a 2nd down and 3 for Quincy.
Yeah, Scribby and Kelly in on that tackle, but it was Kyle McKay who got outside and wrapped up the back. Took his momentum from him. Great job by the Red Raider defense of getting outside. That's been a very effective play for the Presidents here, John. Little toss sweep. That time it was contained by the Red Raider defense. Going to be 2nd and short. 2nd and 3 for the Presidents.
Pitch goes over to the right side to Jalen Green. He's going to reverse his field. Gets hit immediately there by North Quincy.
What a hit by Walter Hannon, John.
Hannon saved the big play there from happening. Hannon came up. Green was about to hit out to the left side and get outside. It'll be no gain instead.
Love to see a replay on that one. We've got Walter Hannon penetrating, making a big blast, and then Stribby and Kelly in to finish the tackle. Here's the replay. And watch number 45 come in. Look at that hit. Just a solid hit there by Hannon. Had his shoulders square to the running back and really popped him. But Green is just a really physical player, John. He's a guy that he took the hit, popped right up. He's in the backfield now on this 3rd down play.
All right, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 at the 47-yard line. Green gets the ball, trying to get outside to the left side, has the 1st down and more. Crosses the 50-yard line, and we'll get to North Quincy 46-yard line.
Not sure. We can't hear whistles from up here. They were over on the far sideline. Green spun out of the little scrum that was there, and then the ball came loose. There were blue coaches on the field, so little chaotic scene over there at the end of the play.
Well, there's a 1st down for the Presidents, and the ball is spotted at the Quincy 44-yard line.
Coming up on the snap off before the quarter ends.
And they will not know. So that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. So we are still tied at 6. Quincy has 1st and 10 at the North Quincy 46-yard line as we change sides, for the last 11 minutes of the game.
Yeah, a very fast-moving 3rd quarter. There were virtually no interruptions there as both sides kept the ball on the ground. Here's a shot from John Mercurio, who's over on the home side of the field all the time. Every year, because of the technical components of it, we can film from the near sideline, not the far. We've got John Mercurio. There's a shot from Peter Doherty, who's over on the 20-yard camera on the south side of the field here. And John Mercurio giving us a shot of the turf at Veterans Stadium.
The turf has been freshly groomed, actually, Jim. We were down in the field earlier. We could see they had been running the machine to kick up all the rubber pellets that they actually play on down in the field. So nice evenly spread out turf here. The pellets can move around quite often. Some of the parts of the field can be a little bit more than others during the course of the season, but everything's back to 100% here at the stadium.
Here come the Presidents to start the 4th quarter.
All right, Quincy lines up at the 46-yard line. Schultz back to pass, rolling out to his right, and he's going to keep it himself. And he'll get lost. Actually, he'll get hit for no gain. Walter Hannon coming up to make the tackle.
Yeah, Walter's a guy we've talked about a bit this season. He's a junior, not your prototype for a lineman. We talked about the Quincy High line. They're all guys who are 6 foot and well over 225 pounds. Walter is a somewhat diminutive lineman, but I'll tell you what, he gives no quarter. There's a shot of him there. He's not the biggest guy in the field, but he's extremely active. He's quick like R.J. Barton, and when he hits you, you know it. So nice job on that play by Hannon. Here comes Caesar.
Caesar gets the ball going over to the right side towards his own sideline. And we'll get up to the 42-yard line. So gain of 4.
This is exactly where the North Quincy offense stalled out on its possession to start the second half. It's a 3rd and long, 3rd and 6 from the 42 for the Presidents. We'll see what they can do here on this possession, John.
I want to remind all of our viewers you can log on to QATV's website at www.qatv.org to find out when the game will be replayed on Quincy Access TV Channel 8. Game will be replayed on Thanksgiving Day, 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and at midnight. On Friday, November 26th at noon and 7 p.m. Saturday, November 27th, 1 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m. And Sunday, the 28th of November at 1 a.m. Again, QATV.org for all future replays as well. Reggie Caesar has the ball over to the right side, cross the 40, and will get knocked out of bounds just before the first down marker. It looks like we'll see where they spot the ball on the far side.
Well,
like
interesting, given the way the flow of the game has been, Presidents might consider going for this, and I think they're going to. It's 3rd and 1.
4th and 1.
I beg your pardon, 4th and 1. Bobby Lawless with some great penetration there to kind of blow that play up. And it looks like, let's see. Well, they're just rotating some personnel in. Presidents are going to go for it on 4th and 1 here, John. So big play here for both teams. This could really affect the momentum here with 9 minutes to go in the ball game.
All right, 4th and 1 for the Presidents at the North 37-yard line. Reggie Caesar goes in motion, and North Quincy jumps off sides. We'll see if it is against North. Quincy believes it is. Officials huddling up. Referee John Magnarelli comes over for the
dead
call.
ball foul. Encroachment on the defense. First down.
Great job by Ryan Schultz, the quarterback, on the hard count. Half the North line jumped there, so you give the credit to the quarterback on that one. Quincy on the march. They're at the 32 here, John. 9:12 to go.
Hand off to Jalen Green, cross the 30-yard line, and gets brought down at the 28-yard line. So gain of 4 for the Presidents on first down.
Kelly, Chase, and Scribby in on the tackle there. Red Raiders are doing a little better job of getting to the ball here, but it's now Quincy that's grinding things out, John. We said earlier, in the first half, the Quincy line really established itself. They're doing so here on this critical drive.
2nd down and 6 for Quincy. Ron Newsom gets a carry over to the left side, across the 25, where he gets tripped up by Mike Morrison for the Raiders. And he'll get brought down at the 22-yard line, make it the 23-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Presidents.
Yeah, great job by Morrison again, but that was a well-designed play. Quincy's keeping it awfully simple here. It's toss left, toss right, giving the backs a chance to see what's open, what the line is, what opportunities their linemen are giving them. Keeping it very simple, and they've been very effective here on the President's side of the ball.
Yeah, it looks like movement on the line, this time against the Presidents.
We have a dead ball foul. False start on the offense. Still 3rd down.
So instead of 3rd and 1.5 for the Presidents, it'll be now 3rd and 6. Make it 3rd and 7 for Quincy. Under 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately, the biggest guy in the field was the one who jumped early, so everyone saw that one. There was no mistaking that call. So 3rd and 2 becomes a 3rd and 7, and it's a big third down for both teams.
Ron Newsom with the carry, cuts back up into the middle, gets brought down. Kyle McKay doing a nice job there to trip up Newsom, so it'll be no gain for the Presidents.
Given where the ball is, however, John, Presidents are going to go for it. They're considering this 4-down territory. They're inside the Raider 30-yard line. It's fourth quarter. We're under 7 minutes in a low-scoring game, so offensive possession is critical here. The Presidents have had the ball a long time, and they're going to go for it on 4th down here. It's a big play for both sides, John.
All right, 4th and 7 for the Presidents at the North Quincy 29-yard line. Schultz in the shotgun. Cardozo goes in motion. Schultz looking to pass and trying to set up his screen, but cannot. He was being pressured there by number 40 for North Quincy High School, the freshman, Vinny Tran.
Oh, great job by the Red Raider defense. And I got to tell you, I'd love to see a replay from the beginning of the play because Garrett Kelly was gesturing to Tran. He saw that gap and sent Tran through it. And then Kelly went out to the flat where the ball was being delivered. So great job by defensive captain Garrett Kelly. He was all over that play, saw the opening, Tran shot the gap, and the ball turns over on downs.
All right, so North takes over on the President's 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Mike Curran goes in motion. I formation, they're going to hand off to Kyle McKay, who's the I back, across the 30-yard line, and stands up 2 Presidents defenders and moves forward up to the 35-yard line. Great run there by Kyle McKay.
Oh, yeah, and Tom Paluzzi for the Presidents took McKay head on. He was the defensive back out there in the flat. He stood McKay up and hung in there. Kyle, a very physical and aggressive player, but Paluzzi wrapped him up, made the tackle. Nice job. And the Red Raiders come out after a nice 6-yard gain, looking at a 2nd and 4.
Martin Dunham, our statistician just informed me that last drive by the Presidents took 9 minutes and 34 seconds, but they did not get any points on the board. Kyle McKay with a carry, gets a 1st down and more for North Quincy, gets across the Quincy 45-yard line up to the 46 to move the chains for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, McKay got hurt on that tackle. He landed very awkwardly. Getting up awkwardly. They're going to get him over to the sideline. Gotta hope he's okay, but he's in a lot of pain. If you watch the replay here, let's see what happened to Kyle at the end of the run. You watch him. There's no hole there. It's designed to go inside. He gets outside, accelerates beautifully, evades one tackle, but there he's landing very awkwardly. And hopefully what happened is just a reaction to, that hit there at the end and that he's going to be okay. It didn't look like he twisted anything. I don't think he could have broken anything, and he is hopping up after he might have hyperextended his back. He landed very, very awkwardly. That was Kyle's 9th carry, and right now he's right at 60 yards. So this is going to be a tough loss for the Red Raiders, so they can't get him back on the field. But he's walking off on his own, and knowing Kyle as I do, he's going to be back after a little bit of a break here. He is one tough kid, and this is his last game, so we'll look for him to come back after he shakes off the effects of that tackle.
Well, McKay picked up the 1st down for the Raiders on that last play, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the Quincy. 1st and 10 from the North Quincy 46-yard line.
It's a big possession, John. Clock running down to 5 minutes here. Red Raider offense has not been on the field. Here comes Curran.
Curran was in motion. They give the ball to him, cross the 50-yard line, and will get knocked out of bounds at the Quincy 42-yard line. Another 1st down for the Red Raiders.
This is what North's going to have to do here. If you watch this replay, they got great blocking. Curran gets outside, and he's got some room to run, and he's a guy who could take advantage of that fatigue factor we talked about. The Presidents have a lot of guys who have been out on the field since the opening kickoff, John, and they're a little tired. We saw it toward the end of the first half, but Mike Curran, with his speed, could take advantage of that fact, and we'll look for the Red Raider offense to try to exploit that here with the clock running down.
1st and 10, Shea Adusian gets a carry, and he's met in the backfield. Still on his feet, though, and he's going to turn this into a positive gain. Great run by Shea Adusian. He was hit in the backfield. Looked like it was going to be a loss of 5 yards. Kept his feet moving, and will pick up 5 yards instead.
Yeah, watch this replay. Adusian gets hit almost immediately. Watch this. Boom. He's wrapped up in the backfield. 3 white shirts around him. But he does not give up on the play. Couple of nice blocks by Curran there. Some nice individual running by Adusian. And then he finally gets driven out of bounds by Tom Paluzzi. Nice job by Paluzzi there. But a super individual effort by Adusian.
Call a 6-yard gain. 2nd down and 4 now for the Raiders. Mike Curran gets the ball across the 35-yard line, gets up to the 30, has some space now at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Red Raiders. Mike Curran was hit, looked like he's going to go out of bounds, stayed in, and will go for a touchdown, a 36-yard touchdown run from Mike Curran.
Oh, what an effort by Mike Curran. Watch this replay. And again, folks, we talked about this earlier. Watch him let his blocking set up. He's taking his time. Great block by Morrison, who wipes out the entire left side of the President defense. Now he evades a couple of tackles and shifts it into 5th gear. And it's bye-bye, Mr. Curran. And the Red Raiders with a big drive there. Now they're setting up for what is going to be a very critical point after here. They're going for 1. They're going to try to kick here.
All right, Kyle McKay will be doing the kicking. Kick is up, and it is good.
No hesitation there. He almost put a hole in the scoreboard, John. Kyle McKay is back, and he blasts that one through. So a big, big drive by the Red Raiders. Their seniors, Shea Adusian and Mike Curran, highlighting it. I saw Mike's mom down in the stands jumping around. She was all ecstatic. Karen Mayback, who grew up in Montclair and has been a Red Raider most of her life, got to see her son with a big touchdown run in the 4th quarter of Thanksgiving Day, and there can be no greater thrill than that. Curran is all fired up down there. We talked about this guy before, assistant coach Mark Nutley, who has coached the special teams for the Red Raiders all year. He had the boys huddled up for the kickoff. But I'll tell you what, John, you can never underestimate Bill Reardon and his staff and what they're going to do on Thanksgiving Day. This has been a close game and a very well-played game. I think fatigue was a big factor there. We talked about it coming out of the halftime break. The Presidents are tired. They got to get their sea legs under them here for the final 5 minutes, John.
McKay with a kickoff, high kick. Fielded by number 36 for Quincy, Derek Stone. And he's going to get up to the Quincy 37-yard line. That's where the Presidents will start their drive. Mike Curran, 104 yards rushing on the day for the Red Raiders and 2 touchdowns. So Mike Curran, we talk about a running back each year, it seems like steps up for either the Presidents or the Raiders. And right now it's Mike Curran for North Quincy.
Yeah, I got to tell you, he has had a spectacular end to his senior season. The game last week here at home, the final Friday night for the Red Raiders at Veterans Stadium, all the seniors were great, but Curran had a particularly outstanding night, and he's really stepping up on Thanksgiving Day. 2 touchdown runs that were really spectacular. Here come the Presidents.
Jalen Green with a carry, goes up the middle. And he'll get up to the 44-yard line. Bring up now a 2nd down and 3.
Both teams have their timeouts, Sean. Quincy's going to run this clock down, however. They want to make sure that they're the last ones with the ball here, I'm certain. Clock running under 4:30. President is still on their side of the field. The ball's on the 44. It's a 2nd and 3.
Sees the man in the backfield. He's going to get it. going towards his sideline, gets knocked out of bounds, but it looks like it should be enough for the first down, and it is.
Yeah, Garrett Kelly out there. Marquise Chase made the tackle right along the sideline. As you said, it was at the first down marker. He clearly picked up a first down and stopped the clock with 4:16 to go. So a lot of excitement in the stadium here. North Quincy gets a touchdown to put themselves ahead here, but the Presidents on the march at the 48, 1st and 10 with 4 minutes to go, clock running.
Pitch goes to Jalen Green. He gets tripped up in the backfield, still on his feet, has some space now. Coming to the left side, cross the 50-yard line, and a big tackle there by Mike Morrison for the Raiders, but Jalen Green turns a negative into a positive for the Presidents.
I'll tell you what, if you're a Raider fan, you've got to say thank God for Mike Morrison. He has made several tackles in today's game where he's been alone out on the flat, and he's made the hit, and it's been he's made several effective tackles here, and that time Green had all types of field ahead of him, but Morrison made the stick, and it's going to be a 2nd and 7 here for the Presidents.
Schultz pitch it to Green on the option. He's hitting the backfield and will lose a yard on the play. Kyle McKay coming up and making the hit on Jalen Green.
Yeah, he's all fired up. Scribby was out there as well. Scribby's limping a bit. Watch the replay here. You're going to see Kyle McKay penetrate, wraps him up, and there's Scribby to finish him off. So good job. And you see number 7 on your screen, Morrison out there again.
All right, it's 3rd down and 9 for Quincy, and Coach Bill Reardon's going to call a timeout to discuss this. A big 3rd down here for Quincy. 13-6, North Quincy on top with 2:36 left to go in the ballgame.
Yeah, this is big stuff here, John, on this possession. The ball is on the 49. I don't know. I think that perhaps North got the timeout because Quincy's come out of their huddle ready to go, and the North coaching staff was on the field. But in any event, the officials are setting the ball here, and here come the Presidents on a 3rd down, 3rd and 9.
All right, now North Quincy's going to call a timeout of their own.
Yeah, North getting a timeout after seeing what it is that Quincy was looking to run. This is a big, big play here for both teams. Bill Reardon less inclined to go 4 downs with the ball on his own side of the field, and Quincy would probably be forced to punt it away here, John. So that's why this is a really important play for Quincy. This is going to be it for them. It's 3rd and 9. They've got to produce here with 2:36 to go.
Reggie Caesar has 87 yards rushing for the Presidents today. Jalen Green, 68 yards rushing. They've been the 2 go-to guys so far for the Presidents. Again, 2:36 left to go. North on top by a score of 13-6. Quincy with a 3rd and 9 at their own 49-yard line. Needs to get to the North Quincy 42 to move the chains.
Here come the Presidents. Right to the ball out of their timeout. The 3 receivers to the left and a wide out to the right.
Schultz is in the shotgun. He's going to send Caesar in motion, and they fake the handoff. Schultz is going to keep it across the 50, trying to get outside. He's going to have the first down. Gets across the 40 and up to the 35-yard line. Make it the 36. A huge first down for Quincy.
Yeah, very well-designed play there. That time, again, the speed of Garrett Kelly getting outside. Kelly was the last guy left. Made a solid tackle. Marquise Chase is coming off. He may have injured his wrists. Not sure. They're going to get the trainer over to see him. He's really hurt.
So 1st and 10, Quincy at the 36-yard line of North Quincy. Caesar goes in motion. This time he gets it. Running to the left side, and he cannot go anywhere. Great pursuit there by North Quincy. Kyle McKay coming up. Also Bobby Lawless for the Raiders.
Yep, they strung that out beautifully. As you said, Lawless, he was kind of in the scrum with the blockers, fighting them off. McKay with a nice penetration.
So no gain for the Presidents on that last play. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the North Quincy 36-yard line. Quincy calls a timeout to stop the clock with 2:01 left to go in the game.
Yeah, with 2 minutes to go and both teams relying on their running games predominantly, Bill Reardon knows that every down is an important one here. Red Raiders made the tackle inbounds. The clock was going to be running. I'm sure that the coaches are going over a couple of different options here, explaining to the boys what to do given the circumstance, what occurs out on the field. We talked earlier in the game about the fact that when they're on this near hash mark, Quincy might have a tendency to run in this direction if they want to stop the clock. Well, of course, they went in the other using the open field there. That's the advantage. But they're going over those things in the huddle, and the Presidents break the timeout huddle, come right out under center, and they're ready to go here in a big 2nd down play. It's 2nd and 11 for the Presidents.
Caesar goes in motion. They're going to give it to Caesar, trying to get over to the right side. And he'll stop, cut back up in, and we'll get a gain of about 2 on the play up to the 35-yard line.
And on the play again, John, number 11, Kyle McKay. We keep talking about him because he keeps making the plays here. Everywhere the ball is, you see Kyle McKay, whether it's offense or defense. And another one of these seniors who has been so impressive all year. Clock running. We're down at 1:20. 3rd and 10 for the Presidents. Big 3rd down.
Ball at the North Quincy 36-yard line. Jalen Green gets the carry. Running to the North Quincy sideline, gets to the 35-yard line. It's up to the 30 and 25-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds, making the 24. And it'll be a 1st down for the Presidents.
I'll tell you, what a great individual effort by Jalen Green. He got outside. That time he didn't have too many blockers. He just outran the North Quincy pursuit. Watch the replay here. And you're going to see number 25 get outside. He's got the ball early. Everyone knows he's there, and he just outruns people. Outruns Scribby there. Gets hit by Curran. A solid shot by Mike Curran. But Green taking it head on. He has just had a terrific outing, the junior Jalen Green for the President.
Schultz in the shotgun, Caesar in motion. He's going to keep himself, and he'll get to the 20-yard line and up to the 18-yard line. And Quincy calls a timeout immediately to stop the clock with 37 seconds left to go.
Yeah, another design play for Schultz to keep the ball. The Red Raiders are keying on the running backs, John. Bill Reardon picked up on that earlier in the second half, where they ran a nice design play for Schultz to keep the ball, and he did. Does a nice job of getting down the field, but now the biggest ally the Red Raiders have and the enemy of the Presidents is the clock. 37 seconds to go. How many timeouts does Quincy have left?
They have 1 timeout
One left, so that's critical here. If the Red Raider defense can continue to contain the running game and make a stop on the field, it's going to be a problem for the Presidents. The decision of when to stop the clock. They're at 2nd and 5 here, just inside the Red Raider 20 on the 19.
All right, 37 seconds left to go. Schultz under center. Green goes in motion, reverse to Reggie Caesar. Caesar at the 15-yard line, gets up to the 13, and he gets stopped there. And Quincy will call its final timeout with 29 seconds left to go. Quincy did pick up the 1st down on the play, so it'll be 1st and 10.
Wow.
So ball's at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 13 for the Presidents in North Quincy territory. Again, 29 seconds left to go. North on top, 13-6.
What a ball game. The game is ending as the first half did, with the Presidents on the march. This time it's the north end zone. They're running where all the fans are. It's interesting. There's been a lot of folks down there all game. The field is rimmed with fans along the fence there. You see a shot of them on the far side, but that's the same along the near side as well. There's spectators everywhere. President's running to the north end zone. They're now out of timeouts with 29 ticks on the clock. We'll see how Coach Reardon and the President offense handle that. Whether they go to the air now, because they're in a tough situation clockwise.
All right, both crowds on both sides of the field are getting pumped up and getting loud. 1st and 10 for the Presidents. At the North Quincy 13-yard line, Newsom goes in motion. Schultz rolling out, looking to pass, and he's going to have to keep it himself. And he gets knocked down at the 25-yard line. Quincy needs to spike the ball immediately to stop the clock. 15 seconds left to go.
Yep, Mr. Scribby and Mr. Kelly getting up awfully slowly off that tackle. For some reason, the officials have stopped the clock. There's a little confusion here.
Well, the officials did stop the clock. I don't know if there was... And Coach Connor's going to come out and call a timeout now. 14 seconds left to go.
Timeout Raiders, 14 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm not certain why the clock stopped over on the far side there. As you would expect, when Jimmy Scribby and Garrett Kelly were sitting on Quincy quarterback Ryan Schultz, they took their time getting off him. Kenny McPhee is out there trying to find out now from the officials what's going on with the clock and what's happening there. But they took their time because, as we said, the clock's running here. So 14 seconds to go. We saw Coach Reardon insert number 12, Andrew Chafe, a quarterback. He's a sophomore into the game. They took Schultz out. So I don't know if the point on that was that this is their passing quarterback or not, but
you can see referee John Magnarelli talking to Bill Reardon right now. And I believe they had pulled Schultz back in, but because the timeout was called, a play hasn't been run, so they're going to have Schultz go to the sidelines and keep Chafe in.
Yeah, that's why Connor called that timeout, an alert timeout by Connor.
So I'm not sure if Schultz was hurt and that's why they pulled him out or what happened over there, not too sure. So a little confusion down here, not exactly sure what happened, but 2nd and 10 now for the Presidents at the North Quincy 13-yard line. 14 seconds left to go in the game.
We'll see how Schaff handles the pressure, a sophomore. He's in the shotgun.
He has 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Caesar goes in motion. And it's going to be a reverse to Jalen Green. He's going to get hit in the backfield. And he throws it over, and it's intercepted. Mike Curran with the interception, running it back and knocked out of bounds.
Oh!
3 seconds left to go. North Quincy's going to win this ball game.
What a wild ending. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Curran in the middle of the field with his arms raised has had a terrific ending to his senior season. The ball came flying out of that scrum, John, as you said. And if you watch this replay, what a wild ending here. You're going to see a little toss sweep snuffed out beautifully by North Quincy's Derek Graham. And all of a sudden, the ball goes flying downfield, but Curran is there to pick it off. He brings it down the sideline, and the Red Raiders take a knee here, and this wild and exciting ball game is going to be over. A very, very well-played game by both sides, John. And as you would expect to see, it's come right down to the final snap here. Presidents had the ball, marching down the field inside the Red Raider 20. The play got blown up, and now the Red Raiders get to take the victory snap.
And there it is.
They take a knee, and
Joe
this
Schmitz,
ball game is over.
Joe Schmitz, the quarterback, comes over, and he takes the final play. And as you said, final score here at the stadium, North Quincy 13, Quincy 6. One of the most exciting endings of a Thanksgiving football game in the past 10, 15 years, Jim. On that last play, by Quincy High School driving down the field. Jalen Green looked like he was about to be brought down and somehow threw the ball, intercepted by Mike Curran. Mike Curran, the MVP here today, 2 touchdowns for North Quincy, and that final interception to seal the victory for the Raiders.
Oh, yeah, great ending for Mike Curran. There you see the boys lined up, led by Coach Connor, who was the first guy to get over to shake hands. Very classy move by a very classy man. He's right out front to shake hands with all the boys. And a very, very disappointed Reggie Caesar leading his team through the line as well. So tough, disheartening loss to the Presidents, who really played great today, John. I expected this game to not be so close because I thought North had a lot of edges in terms of depth and the way they had played this season. I saw different things that the Red Raiders could do that I thought Quincy would have trouble with. But this Quincy President team hung tough the whole game. They really played a Super Bowl game in the line where they controlled field position all game. North Quincy came up big. They had depth in their senior class, their senior skill positions, and those are the guys who did it, particularly, as you said, Mike Curran. There's a close-up shot from the sideline, but we're back to our shot of the guys shaking hands. But just a really terrific Thanksgiving Day football game for both teams. A lot of guys can be happy with how they played today, and the Red Raiders delighted with this 13-6 outcome.
Well, real quick, we'll run down some stats for you. As I said, Mike Curran, he had quite a day for North Quincy, 104 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for the Raiders. Kyle McKay, 59 yards rushing, and Shea Adusian, 38 yards. For Quincy High School, Reggie Caesar had 93 yards on the ground. Jalen Green, 75 yards and a touchdown. Time of possession, Quincy had it for 26 minutes and 32 seconds. North Quincy for 17:28. Yards for each team were pretty much even, 229 for North Quincy, 232 for Quincy. First downs, North Quincy had 10, Quincy 14. Third down conversion rate, 33% for North Quincy, 56 for Quincy. Fourth down, each team could not convert. North Quincy 0 for 2 and Quincy 0 for 1. Penalties, 5 for 45 yards. 5 penalties, 45 yards for North Quincy, 7 for 60 for the Presidents. So, and 1 big turnover at the end of the game as well. So again, Quincy come up just a little bit short for the second year in a row. North Quincy has begun a streak of their own, 2 victories in a row on Thanksgiving Day, winning this game 13-6.
Yeah, it's tough, John. The Quincy guys are coming off the field now, and very difficult for me to see Bang Bang Boyle, Ryan Boyle, walking off so disheartened because he played his heart out. He was all over the field. I guess we're going to go down now for the
I believe
presentation.
Chris Potter's down there with some audio for us, so you can see Superintendent Cristofaro.
Red Raiders, again, city champions. Congratulations.
So as Superintendent Cristofaro said, champions of the city yet again, second year in a row. North Quincy won last year's game 21-6. This year they cap off a season finishing a 13-6 victory. North Quincy will finish the season at 6-5, something Coach Connor had talked about, to want to get that final victory to get above 500. So they finish at 6-5. Quincy will drop to 4-7, but a good year for the Presidents as well. As you can see,
there's a
team
great
lining
shot.
up.
Great shot of the Red Raiders. You got to give credit to the senior leadership of this football team. They came through all year. Mike Curran, Mike Morrison, Kyle McKay, Joe Schmitz, Shea Adusian. There are some other guys who show up here as they were senior leaders. We didn't talk about them as much during the game here today, but Jackie Cooper, senior, Mike Riley, Derek Graham played a great game. He was in on that final play, ending things for the running back. He contained the running back and turned him inside. Bobby Page, Mike Stilley, Garrett Kelly is a guy we talked about all year, John. When he was out injured, the team hurt. It showed. They had 3 losses in a row. When he returned, they pick up 2 big wins to end the season. Jimmy Scribby, who was just phenomenal all year as a leader. Bobby Lawless, P.J. Campbell, Joe Bertucci, the big lineman, Joe King, another guy in the line, Eric Mason, Antonio Diaz, a big offensive lineman who helped lead this Red Raider running game. There you see Mike Curran with the trophy running off the field, and a really joyous Red Raider side of the field here.
Well, we want to thank all of our crew that came out here on this Thanksgiving morning to bring this production possible for you. Martin Dunham, our statistician. On camera, we had Grace Busher, Glenn Busher, Peter Doherty, John Mercurio, and Anna El Torre. In the truck, Frank Tanzi on audio, Michael Jarvie on graphics, Chris Potter, our engineer, Bill Early, our director, and Elizabeth Campbell, our executive producer. So a great way to end the year here in the city of Quincy on Thanksgiving morning. North Quincy with their second win in a row on Thanksgiving morning, beating the Quincy Presidents by a score of 13-6. So for Jim Timmons, my name is Jonathan Caleri. We want to thank you for all watching all the high school sports produced by QATV and all the high school football this past season from Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.